Oh, all right, everybody. Starting out here in the Jeekly number 52, we have Jacko player versus Andredlon. Jacko player starting out with that burst, not wanting to get stuck in this very offensive Andredlon pressure, but look at this. Jacko player really showing why they have the title to that name. 50 meter on their side after the wall break.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not confused on who they're playing right now. Definitely been loving to see a lot of Jacko. A character we don't get to see too much here in the Jeekly. We see it a little bit in the Academy, but up here in the open brackets, not so much. We've seen the Jacko player here before in our brackets, and here they are playing pretty well against Andredlon. One of the Academy graduates, but can definitely hold their own in these opens. This first round goes to the Jacko player, but we got some more gear to play.
I mean, even so, Andredlon still kept the burst after that first round, understood the situation that was at hand and didn't want to spend their resources, really made the game drawn out and wasn't afraid to play the Jacko player's speed, but Jacko player able to really set up these bots in neutral. Big mash out from Andredlon, letting them get this rock pressure started, has the sword throw out, the guard crush, making them run towards the FDing Jacko, but Jacko player able to get out of the pressure.
And Andredlon's dancing pretty well against these bots, I'd say. Jacko player really aggressive, trying to get there out of the corner. Andredlon ready with that 6B and the 8 sword for the punish. Going to cash out with that meter. And that's what you get, man. You put that Jacko into the corner. Normally it's you in the corner against the Jacko playing single player, but this time it's Andredlon. Jacko player trying to get on top of us with these bots. You got a lot on the screen right now, and it's paying off.
Ooh, uses the super, gets some great armor for the Jacko bots here. Doesn't really want to do much of any kind of contesting in neutral, but decides to press a button anyways. This dancing back and forth from both players gets kicked with the 2D, goes for the RC, but doesn't end up getting the burst bait.
Oh, such a close game right there. So it's going to go to Jacko player. But man, Andredlon was dancing around that so well for a second, man.
That neutral was very impressive. Like, Ramlethal is a character that we all know really does well in neutral from her long-reaching swords, but Jacko player is really able to make it a challenge for Andredlon. It isn't something free that they're just being able to do as they please with these normals and even just their movement in general. It's great stuff to see from both players.
Shout out to some other follows, by the way. We got Daftman in here, I Touch Stars, Yugo Wolf, and then Tucky gave a follow 5 days ago. So shout outs to Tucky following on the off day. And hit Sakira. Thank you for that follow as well. I see Scooter in the chat. How we live in Scooter. Everybody piling in for this Jeekly 52, man. Coming out for this first game, and it's been a fun one so far. Andredlon showing a little bit of homage with the SQ colors. Shout outs to SQ later in the bracket, possibly. We'll have to see. Right now, we got these two players, though.
Ooh, look at that conversion, though. Able to get the dash cancel off of the 5K from the rock pop-up. Here we go, back to this very shaky neutral. Look at that grab, though. What a perfect timing. Now Andredlon's getting to start this pressure, has 100 meter on their side. This rock pressure can seem almost entirely hard to get out of. Big charge does, but doesn't get a combo off of it.
Unfortunate, couldn't keep that one going, so Jacko player gets another shot here, but Andredlon with that tech, dog, pays off. Jacko player wisely holding on to that burst. We're going to take it here into this last round. Man, Andredlon with some good defense there in the corner, but also credits to Jacko player for getting Andredlon there in the first place.
No. Oh, but look at that cross-up. Very standard Ramlethal tech, but it works oh so well whenever you're able to get this very just oppressive neutral game going. But look at this, just willing to drop back, wanting to use these shields on the Jacko minions. The jump in JP sets up for a tick throw. We're gonna get the sandwich pressure, but Andredlon finding a great place to burst out. But man, Jacko player's doing so well with this pressure.
Yeah, for real, man. That back throw worked out in our favor, getting you on that cross up as well. Gonna combo you right through. Oh, not enough to kill, but we're damn near close. Andredlon gets another shot here with this 50 meter. Gonna try with that BRC. Jacko player with this positive bonus will get a chance to fight back, but you're gonna have to do so on the other side of the wall through this hard knockdown. Great stuff there, Andredlon.
Hard knockdown, meter positive bonus on their side. Goes for the Elysium driver into the PRC, gets the 2K 2D, and is able to tie this game up 1-1.
Dog, that was so clean. I was scared that we were going to lose at that S sword right there, but Jacko with that PRC drift forward, that was so smart. And the burst bait for Andredlon. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it going, but you got the tension to keep yourself safe.
and just has these swords to keep establishing this pressure, has to throw both of them, and Jacko player doesn't budge. But look at this counter hit. What a conversion. Oh no, the dash cancel doesn't end up leading into anything. Such a low health on the side of Jacko player. Andredlon has all the resources in his sword. Makes this set tied up 1-1.
Yo, great stuff there from Andredlon, man. I was kind of nervous because if we maybe dashed for an extra second, we could have gotten the meter to do the super. Of course, we went for the wipers, the best option outside of the meter for damage, right? So ended up taking it with the H sword in the end. Great stuff there on Andredlon. It's a close set right now, my man.
It's very close. It's almost as if both these players they're just slowly gaining information on each other throughout the course of just 2 games. It's insane to see like how much they're analyzing each other, especially with this neutral. It's very back and forth, and it looks like neither player is really able to get a single head on the situation, but Andredlon able to win round start, gets a free hit out, the 2Ds here, or the 2Ks constantly staggering, wanting to go into the 2D, but Andredlon's able to call it out. But look at this pressure in the corner. The risk is building so fast. It's a big counter hit, runs up for the strike throw pressure, and Andredlon's under some serious heat here. Constant OTGs, gets a big shimmy, but oh no, drops the combo, doesn't keep the pressure going, and Andredlon has 50 meter on their side and a burst.
Oh my god, dog. That was so sick right there from Jacko with that tension, bro. Oh my god, juggling around on Andredlon right there, finishing off that round. It was looking a little scrambly right there. That pressure was looking good back into those triple throws, man. That was some really good pressure from Jacko. Running with the momentum right here. Andredlon's going to have to block this out. Can't block forever. These 5Ds are going to connect. They're going to be sent to the wall. Not unless you drop, though. Both these players have been dropping those corner situations back and forth, so it's only fair, I'd say. And now Andredlon is going to make you hurt for this 50 tension.
Using that 50 tension to break the wall, and just what standout defense for Andredlon, giving them a real chance in this game. Continues to the corner, gets the wall stick before the burst comes out, and oh my god, they've tied it up 1-1 with some insane defense and offense.
Dog, that Ramlethal damage, doesn't matter how you nerf it, doesn't matter how you touch it, it is still juice to the gills. Jacko's got you with that meme bot pressure. I know this is, I mean, shouts to those players that lab out that cool stuff with the bomb bots. Andredlon's going to get you with this back throw, though. You got to hold that H sword. Great stuff with that H sword, and now we're trading back our own 5D mix.
Giving Jacko player a great taste of their own medicine. This tap dust pressure. Oh, but look at that! Uses the sword to get through the kicked bot, and it doesn't end up mattering. Another counter hit. Look at this conversion from Andredlon. Drops it, but still has the sword to continue the pressure and goes up in the set 2-1. Wow, that was crazy.
Dude, Andredlon is really crazy good with that 5K pickup after these jump counter hits, right? So we got you with the JD right there. 5K converts after. Andredlon is really clean with those, I'd say.
Very heads up and understanding when they're going to get the hit. It seems like they understand their conversions and sequences very well. All we've seen from them is pickups after constant stray hits, and it's amounting to a lot. There's a reason why they're up 2-1 in the set right now.
Gotta keep giving credits to this Jacko, though. I definitely liked when they got someone in the corner, but they're in the middle of the screen kicking the bots towards them. You see, they'll fall back a bit, just like they're doing right now. So Andredlon is able to get out of that corner, but you have to fall into the bot shield. So Jacko player's got some pretty cool pressure, catching you with these cross-up lows, dancing all around you, looking like Millie out here. But Andredlon with some good defense, getting that tech, but still getting opened up. This Jacko's cooking, man.
That pressure was insane. Getting it perfect. Like, Andredlon did such a good job trying to defend that whole time, but Jacko player showing why they got the name. Look at these constant counter hits. The Taro doesn't end up connecting, ends up getting blocked out, but Andredlon able to burst out. Starts this stagger pressure again with these rocks, throwing the swords. You don't have any meter on your side. Goes for the overhead, and Jacko player able to fuzzy jump it out. Gets the big counter hit, and look at this conversion, Jeek.
Man, both these players are getting away with these back throw instants. A little too confident with that H throw. Jacko player is going to make you hurt for it. You got to hold these bots full screen, and I like that. Spending the meter to keep them on the screen, using the shields as well. Keeping Andredlon not comfortable, pressing that JS, trying to jump in, and it pays off for Jacko. We're going to game 5, man.
Very, very close first 4 games. You know, it's just, this pressure is extremely insane. I'm getting hit through the screen, and I'm not even playing. It's like, One thing that I'm really starting to notice from Jacko player as the set progresses, they're really mixing in some very ambiguous cross-ups and left-right throughout each of these interactions that they're getting and forcing Andredlon into. Andredlon has no, they don't have a way to maybe poke out or try to contest because you don't know what's safe and what's unsafe.
Gonna catch you with this bot starting off. Good blocks for Andredlon, but can't get out of the corner. Gonna make you hurt with that far slash for a second at least. Jailing you back with that JP. I like that, man. We always want to press that JS when we jump. I'll speak for myself at least. But Andredlon knows when to use those faster normals. Jacko with a great tech. Both of these players with great techs. PRC to keep that flip kick safe.
Gets a big burst bait here that couldn't have mattered more in this situation. Pushes into the corner, has both swords on their side. Uses a 6H to break the wall, but that doesn't mean that it's a kill. Never say die if you're Jacko player, but Andredlon's not having it. Goes to set point for them.
Okay, these JSs are coming back in clutch right now, Ukyo, I'd say. Jacko with some good defense. Doesn't want to hold it for too long, and those FDs paid off, right? Andredlon wasn't able to get that 5D connection. Jacko player is going to beat you up with these bots, carrying you downtown, trying to bait out maybe a throw attempt right there, doing that jump back. Andredlon getting out of that corner very well, though, but getting eaten up for throwing that H sword.
I mean, and just Andredlon's trying to trade back with these Jacko pressure. Jacko player doesn't have any meter on their side. This rock pressure is really starting to amount. Look at the Elysium driver on the sword throw. No burst is going to be able to save you here, and we're going to final game, final round of this first set in the tournament.
Man, you got to give me some credit, Ukyo. I've been picking some pretty good round one matches recently. If you were out here trying to find a back and forth set, I got it for you, at least here at the Jeekly 52. Andredlon has got you here in this corner. I like that we tried to maybe see if Jacko player wanted to throw out that burst because we just got it. And look, Andredlon is fiending for it. Said, yo, give me that burst, homie.
Goes for the overhead into the low. Look at that. The spacing is perfect. Almost as if they're taking advantage of this FD, trying to get a shimmy on that throw when they're only building resources and meter. The only thing that Jacko player's building right now was risk. Has to burst out of the situation, but Andredlon has such a life lead. This 5K pickup that they've showed all day gets the explosion and sticks the wall, but it doesn't end up killing. We're so close here.
Man, so close. You got to FD everything, even these sword pops. I respect that. Andredlon tried to get you with that shimmy throw tech right there. Jacko player getting caught by the explosion, but man, both those players should be proud because that was an awesome set. Here we go, guys. Second match of the night. You got Neko, Overlord over there playing this Ramlethal on that blue aura, by the way. We're a gamer. We're a gamer. And then we got the Sin out here with that Bark tag, repping that Sin, man. I love seeing this Sin, too, man. The Shamrock Sin. Get a nice beat driver right there, trying to carry to the other side of the screen with that stamina cancel. Neko has got you here in this corner with that H sword. Going to get picked up by the S sword and going to eat this wall break damage, but it's a good start so far for both of our players.
Gets that wall stick and really converts it into a combo. The luck of the Irish or the Shamrock skin isn't going to help you here. Has the run-up throw into the Roman cancel to secure this first round, but we're on an information round though. Still has the meter on their side in forms of burst, tries to use the jumping normals to get in, has the stamina, goes for the 6H, but it doesn't end up working out how you'd want. The JS into the pickup with the stamina might get enough meter here to continue their pressure, gets the low, but doesn't have the stamina to convert it.
Man, that air-to-air pickup was awesome. Yeah, we didn't have the stamina to make it into a wall break, but just call that a drop-able because then we ended up using the Hoof Stomp Red RC to get more damage afterwards. Going to spend that burst on the sword pop. I don't blame you. Don't want to give that positive bonus away. Neko Overlord, unfortunately, dropping that 5D combo, and Descent's going to make you hurt for it. We're trading rounds back and forth right here, my man.
Neko Overlord is really showing in just that first round alone, not even in that second round because they didn't really get the chance to, how dangerous their conversions can be. So I respect Descent trying to burst out in this situation, but oh my god, look at this pressure. What a 6P out from Descent. Playing this back and forth neutral, has the charge dust to make that Roman cancel into a mixed situation. Tries to go underneath the sword, but it doesn't end up working out. The PRC forward catches with the low, and this is a combo starter.
Yeah, unfortunately had a drop right there, but I like that, man. I gave a comment to our last player, so I got to give it to Descent right here, using that JP to jail back that Ramlethal, using that quick jump normal. We only need one more hit. Neko does have that burst, and that S sword that we threw just a second ago, still exploding, still catching Descent on their way down, and now it's looking pretty good for our Ramlethal. We got a lot of meter to play with, and Descent's going to use it right there. Well, didn't even have to use it. Just going to catch you on that low, and we're getting the first game on the board.
Neko Overlord didn't even have time to react and burst out of the situation. Yeah, that hit from that S sword was insane, G. I didn't think that would catch, but they just didn't have the meter to convert it. I could see a very back and forth set coming our way.
Yeah, my man. I didn't think that one was coming out either, or at least I forgot about it within 1 second. I got that goldfish brain.
Me too.
We got Cali Bun in the chat. What's going on, Cali Bun? And Reeve, what's going on, Reeve? Never escape the Axel curse. Reeve, same, dog. Same, but here we are. No axles here, y'all. You know, we're safe. We got Ram, we got Sid. Descent's gonna go ahead and burst out. I like that JH use right there from Neko Overlord. One more pixel forward, it probably would have connected. That's a big normal. So we're trading both of our bursts back and forth. I don't blame you. Descent right there trying to go for that raw low forward, but this S sword, a little bit of a zoning option. Neko Overlord's gonna get the first hit though.
Look at the way they're traversing neutral. It's almost as if they're using their body as a zoning tool, not just their normals. Able to get the wall break from the dive in there. Look at that low. I didn't think that would have hit from there. Has the PRC back, but we're stuck in the corner on this Neko Overlord pressure. Look at that throw. Went for a crazy setup. This dash cancel rock presser ends up getting chipped out by the Rekka to claim a round.
Starting off strong here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Neko Overlord got the first round in the last game as well, but then Descent had a comeback. So we'll have to see if that pans out again. Of course, we got a really good start right here. Descent does have that burst. Got to see if we get a chance to use it. I like that little toe tap right there, getting the throw on the hit. That's the mental damage, man. You got to do that against your opponent's Descent, bursting out of this corner to try to get something started. We got some pretty big jump normals of our own. I love that Kara cancel off the stamina. Good stuff, Descent, capitalizing off that situation.
I mean, and you have to in that kind of situation. You don't get hits like that every day of the week. Look at that backdash. Has the PRC to keep the throw safe, though. Gets the sword toss into the wall. The two close slashes end up converting into a combo that gets a game, and we're tied 1-1 apiece.
Oh, man. I picked these first matches, bro. I picked these first matches not knowing this is what we were going to get. I'm not complaining. Overlord right here, going to go ahead and clean that one up. I like that with that JP, that quick button press. Saw the slowdown on the screen with the PRC. Said, okay, I'm going to get away with this little 2P here. Check you out. Evening things up here. Neko Overlord looking pretty good. Pretty solid last game. Of course, got the first round of game 1. But the Descent been playing awesome, converting off these air-to-airs, using that stamina when we need to. So, got to see some more of that from Descent right now. Neko has got you smacked around with that 5P. Going to spend that burst, so I have another chance here.
Descent is starting to get really antsy and neutral, looks like, trying to use these advancing specials to try to get in. And this is what it gets you. A combo from Neko Overlord breaks the wall with the sword explosion. That's a lot of damage on your side if you're a Descent. Big conversion into continuing the combo, but Descent able to get that 6P, not able to convert into a combo though. In the reversal super, that up hitbox is so huge.
It is, man. I think, isn't it, Ukyo, you're gonna have to educate me. I think it's actually like bigger, or it's different when you got both your swords on you. So good stuff right there from Overlord. Gonna send you through, getting this first hit, getting this first wall break right here. You can't let Descent get a good hit, though, man. Descent is so good at canceling that stamina. But Overlord doing a pretty good job with this JH. Man, that was a gnarly turnaround close slash.
Wow. Is able to get the windshield wipers of doom to end up sticking to the wall, but doesn't use the meter. Has the S throw to make their presence known in neutral, but Descent wanting to use that meter goes in, blocking all this mix, but the JH, you just don't expect it there. Going up in the set 2-1.
Ukyo, you're so right. At least I wouldn't have expected it there either. Good blocks leading up to that, of course, from Descent. But damn, I think I got hit right there. Blocking that 5D and then another overhead. Yeah, I did not see that one coming. I would have thought 2S or something.
Me too.
But that's why we call it mix, man. Overlord looking pretty good. Going in here, only needs one more game, but Descent with such a strong game 1. We'll have to see.
I mean, Descent is definitely not out of it yet. They've shown that they can win a match or win a game. And if you can win a game, you can win a set. You only got to win 2 more. But Neko Overlord is just really showing what they can do in neutral, in pressure, and they're just making Descent guess. Like right here in neutral, tries to get in but ends up getting counter hit. Has to spin that burst. Goes for the low into the DP. Doesn't decide to use the stamina to go in for more pressure, but it doesn't end up working out. Neko Overlord goes for the run-up throw, this JH, but Descent able to FD out.
Yeah, I like that from Descent. But you got to get some credits to Overlord as well. Some good blocks, good anti-air right there. We're active on that defense. Couldn't keep that one going, but the 5D Red RC is going to pick it up regardless. Couldn't keep that one going either. Good stuff from Descent, saying, hey, you got to keep that stuff true, homie, or I'm going to capitalize on it just like I am now with this Tyrant Barrel. You got to hold this hard knockdown all of a sudden. It's looking good for our Sin, but we're going to trade back that 50 tension for a YRC.
Tries the 6P, the S sword throw, and it doesn't end up working out. That J back, the J back S, and look at this for Neko Overlord. What a descending normal.
Dog, that JH is the biggest jump normal in the game. You don't believe me? Go to dustloop.com. Descent going to counter hit you on that 6S right there. Or that 6H, excuse me. Overlord. Trying to get something started with that 2S. A little bit of a whiff into a punish. That's the game we play, my man. 5D going to send you through. We got 50 meter built up. We got positive bonus unlock as well. But Descent's not out of it. We're still going to clap you back. RTL is going to give us this positive bonus. Looking good for our Sin.
I mean, they have the 50 burst on their side, but man, Neko Overlord has 100 meter and positive bonus. Even if you FD here, still in a bad situation. Catches that backdash from Descent, and Descent using the RTL. PRC's back, is able to get a counter hit, but doesn't get the wall break. Not enough to extend that far. This is a big combo starter. Decides to use the stamina to corner switch. Has all the stamina in the world. Goes for the overhead, but man, Neko Overlord able to get out, uses the 6K, goes for the overhead, has the Roman cancel to take another round in this set. I believe that's their first round in the wild.
Yeah, man, and it was a good one too. You can't, Overlord, you can't give Descent a second to breathe because Descent is still in this game, still wants to win it, and is going to try to capitalize on those drops. Descent's playing pretty well right now. We're mixing back and forth. Overlord's got you staggered with this Rekka S-Sword PRC. He's going to keep that pressure going. 50 tension on the side of Descent. This is only a soft knockdown, so we got to see how we play with it.
That sword throw PRC mix was kind of nasty, but man, this JH is absolutely dominating this matchup right now, not giving Descent a chance to breathe. Goes for more burst baits, and then they get one there with the safe jump. Man, Neko Overlord really put on a show in this set, winning 3-1. Going straight into the match, not wanting to wait. We got memetoast on the Baiken and Kibotsu on the Axle. Very great round start here from Kibotsu, really able to set up this game plan. Goes for the blow up follow-up on the Rinsen. Uses this big counter hit to end up getting a corner switch, putting memetoast into the corner. Tries the Yozansen out, but it doesn't end up working. Uses the 6H there to try and get something started, but look at this defense from memetoast, Jeek.
Man, you can't block forever, even against a character like Axel, bro. This honest zoner, when he's got you in the corner, it's like, what am I playing against? And it's hard to get into, especially with that 2S. It's a very niche normal, but if Kibotsu knows you're going to come in, it can be pretty strong. memetoast right here. Rocking this yellow aura, by the way. Trying to get you with that air throw off of that S tether. I saw that Kibotsu got a little lucky here today. Trying to get out of this corner, still saving onto this burst. Red RC to keep mixing you, and that counter hit S tether is going to hurt.
Ooh, this S tether is setting up for some dangerous pressure here. Goes for the parry to try to set themselves up in a situation where they can break the wall with the best normal they can. Goes for the Kabari, but it doesn't end up coming out. Kibotsu finding more life in this round on such a dire situation, but the slingshot forward hit, Johansson just ends up getting the kill there. Ties it up 1-1.
Great stuff, man. Going back and forth. All these games have been pretty balanced so far. Dude, that was an awesome mix right there.
That
Using
was
four overheads, right? 3 JPs into the Yozansen, but great box from Kibotsu. You got to get hit eventually. That H-Cap's going to be the one to do it. And I like that, man. Once you got that 50 tension, that fast RC, Yozansen can be a mean one to deal with. Kibotsu getting you back in this corner, but not for long. memetoast, good job getting out.
Ooh, uses the gunshot and goes for the run-up overhead. Very scary stuff from Baiken. It seems like she can hit you from all angles, and if you're blocking for too long, you just get tethered, which leads into more mix. Great first game there from memetoast, on their back foot for a second, but able to adjust properly.
And these characters with those projectile supers, man, they can really show off against a character like Axel. I'll speak for myself playing Bridget. I'm able to get away with that projectile super against Axel when he's in the corner, charging up that Rensen, trying to throw out that 2H. memetoast right there showing you the same thing with Baiken. Paid off getting that first game. But Kibotsu has some pretty good blocks. If I'm not mistaken, they were the one who got the first round. So here we go. We're getting started. And, dude, when you're counter hitting with 2S that early on in the set, personally, I'm scared. I'm like, damn, no way they already know how I want to get in.
It's like one of Baiken's best tools is her air game. And you see a lot of Baikens try to play their best to that. And, man, Kibotsu just showing the knowledge that they have, stopping memetoast from getting in. And look at that left-right cross-up. Is able to get that big Axel bomber, but man, memetoast has meter on their side, but Kibotsu able to force this full screen pressure once again.
Whiffing the punish, good stuff right there, Kibotsu. We almost got opened up, Ukyo, by that fast BRC Ozanson. Goddamn, that was too fast for my liking. I was like,
I would have gotten hit.
But nah, no, she needs it, right? Okay. memetoast right here got you in that S tether throw combo. You're gonna hurt for that one. No way, that wall splat in 2, dog.
That is some insane damage on the side of Kibotsu. Goes straight for the zoning game plan again, is completely unfazed. Goes for the Rensen explosion to keep this pressure going up. The firework able to hit, almost gets another combo, but able to convert into the Kabari follow-up to end up taking the round. This is a crazy set so far.
Yeah, I like that attempt from memetoast to keep it going. There's probably a way you can make that go from an air hit with JS. I know that you can do it from the ground when you get those clean hits, so always love seeing Baikens do those bombos. Right now, Kibotsu was about to get you bomboed up with that Rensen. memetoast wanted to spend the burst to stay in this match. And damn, that was a good burst from Kibotsu because you were going to get positive bonus otherwise.
Oh, I saw the startup of the parry, but just not able to catch anything. Kibotsu has the meter to convert into an Axel bomber and ties up the set 1-1. Man, Jeek, you were doing such a great job at picking these sets so far.
Yeah, man. At least for the VOD and for the viewers, I hope y'all are having fun. I hope the players waiting aren't like, God damn, it's going to game 5 again. I'm sorry, y'all. These players down here really want to win, and they're going to show you that they want to. Evening up the games here. Man, shout out to Tournament Overlay Helper. What is this program called? Yo, they didn't. No, I'm not sponsored by the way. Tournament Stream Helper, bro. This thing is broken, Ukyo. This thing is going crazy right now.
Love to see it. Any great program, the better.
Oh, I do want to do a quick
switch.
shout out real quick to the Matcherino. Someone dropped some fat ones in here. Medikit dropping a quick $5 in there. I appreciate you, Medikit. memetoast paying it back, showing your kindness with this Bedman swap here in the game 3.
You don't get to see a lot of Bedmen out in the wild, but there are some very great ones, and we're hoping to see memetoast be one. But look at this Kibotsu, able to build a lot of risk, goes for the charge white wild assault to really bounce up into the air. This pressure's only mounting, getting more and more going, gets the charge, just has the follow-up to continue into a combo, and Kibotsu is just absolutely suffocating right now.
We do got meter to play with if we can get out of this corner, but of course memetoast isn't going to let you do it for free, going to get you with these error codes after installing. Man, this Bedman can be oppressive. Great, the best Bedman color, by the way. I'll die on that hill. But awesome stuff right here. Awesome pressure. Gonna have to give Kibotsu some time to adjust to blocking out this Bedman after we're doing such a good job blocking out that Baiken.
I mean, memetoast is just doing such a great job at keeping their pressure safe. It seems like they always have a follow-up for a situation in mix where they can do something unsafe. Goes for this jump back, JS gets the vacuum in and is able to continue this pressure with more JDs and volleys of bombs galore.
We're playing sports ball out here, man, with this head toss. Kibotsu able to play here a bit, going to get that Rensen. Oh, I love that deep run in, dude. I think that's like an undervalued tool of Axel is just the run up, dog. Like, you're so ready for those Rensens for that 2H. If Axel starts running up on your ass, catching you out with these deep normals that we're seeing right now, memetoast trying to projectile you back with this PRC. He's going to keep you safe.
Kibotsu is doing such a great job at poking out these specials from memetoast, but memetoast able to get back in, goes for a charge dust, and goes up 2-1 with the Bedman switch.
Good switch, I'd say. I mean, of course we won one game already on the Baiken, and then it was only that Kibotsu only got one game, right? But dog, if you got a lot of characters in this game, and like you got them like that, where you're playing super well on all of them, maybe you do mix it up like that kind of early on, because of course if we ended up getting washed right back, you have the Baiken to fall back on if you wanted to. Maybe you got a third character, I don't know, but right now this Bedman's looking pretty clean.
It is. And especially whenever the characters that you have are mixed based characters, Bedman being a little more unique, being able to not only zone but also get this crazy mix in, it adds a layer of adaptation that's so hard to get into. But look at this, Kibotsu able to really set up this neutral game plan, one that they've been doing for this entire set so far, and memetoast is able to get out of the corner, gets a 2K2D, but what a burst to get them right back into the situation they were before, taking command of this pressure, doesn't let the 6P catch them, but this JS is going to convert into something scary, Jeek.
Man, that JS, dog, that button be cooking my breakfast, man. memetoast right there with that pretty good air-to-air, but man, we cannot get back up. Oh my God, Kibotsu right there, juggling you full screen with these Rensens, man. memetoast trying to just simply play the game, but that's the crime, man. You can't be playing full screen against this Axel.
Goes for more pressure here, forcing into the corner, uses the white wild assault to keep himself safe. The Michael Jordan converts into a big counter hit with that much risk on your side. You can only FD for so long. memetoast has all this meter. You're eventually gonna break. Goes for more, gets the counter hit, charge dust. Goes for another combo and it ends up killing.
Dog, that damage was crazy. I think I saw an error code bomb head in the middle of that one too without dropping it. memetoast right there, making you hurt with these Bedman specials. Kibotsu gonna have burst on the other side of this wall, but at what cost? memetoast with the positive bonus, gonna white wild assault right through you right there. Said, I don't know what button you're pressing, I just know I'm invincible.
But look at this though, has the PRC to convert into an Axle Bomber, gets the low pickup into the Tornado to continue the pressure and breaks the wall on their own. Both of these players have meter on their side, jumps over the grab, and we're back at neutral again. But memetoast able to poke out with this very vicious Bedman 2P, such a big move. But look at this combo from Kibotsu, gets the Rinsen onto the wall break, and we're at last interaction here.
Oh my God, Kibotsu put it all on grab right there, dog. YRC gives you another chance. We're trying to poke you out. Gonna go for this install error code. And that won us a previous round as well. memetoast showing off that trick again with that install error code. Gonna move on 3-1, but damn, that last interaction was looking scary. Here we go, y'all. Two familiar faces here at the Jeekly. We saw Blue Heck. I think Blue Heck was on screen maybe only just a couple weeks ago. Of course, we see Lakey around here quite a bit, especially up there in that top 8. We're in that GER tag. Of course, we're still down here in winners round 2. We're trying to get through this bracket, man. So we got a few more matches to play. Both of these are strong players. Got to see who gets through. Of course, Lakey been playing pretty strong. Blue Heck been playing pretty strong. Going to get you on this counter hit on the round start. Doesn't even give you a chance to burst. Going to send you right through the wall, maybe? Are we close enough, Ukio? Oh, my Lord.
Wow. I didn't expect that to be close enough at all, Jeek, but goes for this jump in, able to establish more pressure, and Blue Heck using this stamina continue onto the wall, but Lakey able to get a big tech there, goes for the tether, goes for more of this tatami mat pressure, ends up getting a hit, and Blue Heck not taking it, gets a big counter hit after that burst, goes for the charge dust to really enforce this combo, try to get this damage, and goes for more beak driver pressure, gets the follow-up grab, big low into the Roman cancel, gets the burst bait of their own.
Oh my Lord. We're going back and forth, man. That was looking like a Baiken round there for a second, but Blue Heck said, don't count me out quite yet. Gonna JS you from downtown. Good stuff right there, Lakey. Getting blocked out by that FD a little bit. Overhead hoof stomp's gonna catch you. Man, we're keeping this one going. Dude, so both these characters surprise me all the time.
And Blue Heck able to weave in these IBs to really make Lakey's pressure not as potent here. Goes for the Tyrant Rave to end up breaking the wall, but doesn't take the round.
Oh, I like that right there from both of our players. Lakey trying to bait out a possible follow-up from Blue Heck, but Blue Heck going for that early overhead instead. It's going to pay off for our Sin player, at least here in this first game.
Man, Blue Heck was just so great on defense, and Lakey just didn't really get a chance to get anything started in that first match. But man, the conversions from both sides are absolutely flying out right now. It seems like one hit always ends up in them either being close to the corner or reset into another situation where you have to guess.
Got to shout out again that attempt on the parrying that second hit though. That was heads up. I mean that's why Blue Heck probably went for that overhead early, right? So I know Baiken's want to go for that kind of stuff. So both of our players showing us some cool options, being very active here in the neutral. Going to get that first hit here for our Baiken though. And you got to be careful now, man, because Lakey going to be breaking the wall from the other side of the screen apparently right now. Only needs a few more hits to close it out, but Blue Heck with a good Abare is going to get out of this corner.
Being able to chase that backdash, Blue Heck is on the offensive, but look at this grab though. What a heads up play. Has the tether and the charge does combo. Gets the kill when at one point in time they were on the back foot on that pressure.
Great stuff right there. Lakey finishing their food. Blue Heck gonna get you with that little leggy though. Gonna keep it going. Still got a little bit of stamina here for another hit into a conversion if we need it, but not even gonna need to spend it off that counter hit close slash. So we're going to be going to the other side of the screen with this hard knockdown with a lot of stamina to boot. But Lakey getting thrown around here. Blue Heck didn't have the tension yet. Oh my god!
OTG Roman cancel?
See OTG again, dude.
That's crazy. What a heads up play from Blue Heck. And starting off, continuing this momentum, has stamina on their side and gets a wall break. Look at that damage.
Dude, my jaw was still on the floor, man. That's the first time I've seen that. I don't know, maybe I don't watch enough gear, but damn. Blue Heck gonna hurt you back, throwing you through this corner with that tyrant barrel. Lakey does have some resources to play with here on the other side of the screen, but Blue Heck really strong right here, got a lot of momentum on their side, and they got a lot of resources too, so you see them trying to slow things down a bit, but Lakey's gonna take advantage of that with this counter hit.
I mean, if you slow something down, you're only giving Baiken a chance to be able to get in for this mix, and Lakey forcing you to the corner. But look at this RTL reversal. You can't burst out here. Has the 50 meter to continue, but the combo doesn't end up working. Lakey able to use this burst, has 50 tension on their own, but 6P to come up and clean out, going up 2-0 in the set right now.
Man, that was crazy play right there from both of our players. Dude, Blue Heck was saying, hey, you're going to have to burst. I'm going to try to kill you. Unfortunately, did get that drop. Good timing right there from Lakey. Spending that burst. If you waited, then Blue Heck was going to take it away with that wild assault hit, right? So good timing right there from Lakey, but we're ready with that 6P to finish our food. Blue Heck going to try to take this set 3-0 unless Baiken has anything to say about it.
Starting out this neutral with that fast forward advancing low into the tether, you really got to be patient here if you're Blue Heck, and he's showing exactly what you're supposed to do. Goes for the beak driver, makes himself safe, doesn't want to go back into pressure, and Lakey enforcing more of this mix. The 2K2D gets the cross up Johansson, but Blue Heck decides to burst out. Lakey able to enforce more pressure here. Blue Heck has to YRC out, doesn't want to have to take this mix, but Lakey has all the resources in the world, even gaining that risk. Man, Blue Heck doing such a great job. Big counter hit from Lakey, has all these things on their side, able to keep themselves safe and finish their food.
Great stuff, man. Lakey right here, touching those eggs. Gonna get you with that Tatami right here. Good jump normal in here from Blue Heck. I like that, using that 4-frame mash. Gonna catch you in your tether, so this counter hit's gonna hurt right now. Lakey gonna make you hurt for it. Great tech from Blue Heck, still on top of it. Gonna get that burst from Lakey as a reward, but we're here in the corner.
I mean, is able to burst and throw Blue Heck into the corner alongside with it. What a great use of resources in this neutral. It's very patient right now, but Blue Heck able to get the conversion, goes for the Tyrant Rave to get the wall break off of that singular stray hit. Lakey can't catch a break, but is able to get the parry to start off this pressure sequence. The DP doesn't end up working out. Blue Heck continues chasing and gets the grab. Goes for the Roman cancel.
Oh, great stuff. So looks like this interaction is going to Blue Heck right now, but shout out to Lakey for adapting to that parry timing in that previous interaction. It paid off, but Blue Heck's going to go ahead and clean up this round, dancing around there, dancing around that super, looking pretty good.
Blue Heck is just doing such a great job at capitalizing on Lakey's simple mistakes in neutral. It may be ever so small, but Blue Heck is finding these and able to really continue this pressure, but doesn't end up going for anything crazy here. Blue Heck able to block it all out. The risk is really getting cranked, and we're here for more tether mix. Gets the low, converts into a combo with that tatami mat, has the tether still on, is able to get a wall break here. Lakey on the forefront here, doesn't end up getting the mix, but gets the YRC bait, has 100 meter on their side, converts into the super to keep it safe. This might end up killing here. One, two in the set. You know, Lakey showing some great adaptations there, really able to take that game, and maybe Blue Heck might be having to think about what they can do to overcome that adaptation. We into this fourth game of the set. We've been seeing some great gameplay so far. It's always great to get to see some crazy good gear, especially from players like this. Goes for that low, tries to really get the most out of that counter hit, but not really able to get much. Really challenging the skies here. Gets the parry on the run up, has the DP bait, and Blue Heck has to burst out. Lakey is really showing what this defense can be made of. Doesn't have the stamina to continue off of that DP, and we're in DP Central here.
Oh, couldn't keep that one going off that counter hit 6P. Blue Heck wanted to keep that one going. Lakey was ready with that throw back, though. YRC is going to give you another chance here. Try to see if Lakey wanted to press a button afterwards. Nothing came up quite yet, though. Right here, updating that score for y'all. Sorry about that. Lakey, of course, up here with just got their game on the board and just got a round to start us off here in this game 4. Blue Heck playing pretty strong right now, but dancing around this Baiken. Seeing some signs of life from Lakey. It's paying off. Blue Heck's got you with these throws.
Oh, tries to go for the dash back, thinking that they were going to throw, but it doesn't end up working out. Gets the fuzzy jump out of the corner. Man, Lakey really showing signs of life here, but Blue Heck able to get the grab. Now you're in their mixed situation, even though you have tether. Oh, another combo pickup conversion from Blue Heck, but man, Lakey using this BRC setup, the DP doesn't end up being convertible, but man, Lakey able to get back on the offensive again, setting up this tether more and more, and these button presses that are coming out from Blue Heck just aren't enough right now. Has the reversal super for the meaty, and this is going to be some chunky damage.
Not enough to kill. Blue Heck still on a pixel in a dream, but the Tommy's going to take you out. Lakey's going to bring us to game 5.
Isn't it surprising that at one point in time, this set was 2-0 in Blue Heck's favor? Feels so long ago.
I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. Like I said, man, for the viewers, we're having fun out here. I'm sorry for the players up ahead. I got people asking me, yo, what's the stream queue looking like? I'm like, man, I don't know. We're trying to get through this one right now. We'll see. We'll get to y'all eventually. We're probably going to, maybe we'll cut one down or something. We'll see what it looks like. Until then, we got Lakey and Blue Heck going to this game 5 right here, man. It's been a good set so far tonight, a good tournament so far tonight with some very even matches, I'd say. Got some strong characters, some good diversity out here. Blue Heck right there wanted to keep it going, but Lakey was ready with the burst.
Has the Wild Assault to continue the random hits that they're getting, really making these combos matter. Oh, wow, look at this pressure. Tries to go up for the grab, but Lakey too aware, getting this clash here on the grab, and big counter hit from Blue Heck. Probably going to get a wall break off of this. Big 5P to catch the Johnson out of the air, tries to bait something out there, but there was just no meter to bait, and wins this first round of our 2-2 last game here with a perfect. But Lakey, not to be outdone, is really starting to show what they can do in this neutral. DP through the tatami mat, gets a big counter hit, goes in for the run-up overhead, gets the big meaty, but it doesn't end up mattering. Blue Heck is really able to challenge all of these attempted jump outs, gets the 2K2D tatami, sets up for more jump in pressure. BRC's back and gets a counter hit, or gets a anti-air close slash, I mean. Scenario Johnson, Lakey able to confirm into a big combo here, and we're going to last round of this set. Starting out here, Blue Heg able to get a big hit, but Lakey feeling the need to try to burst out here, wants to contain any momentum, gets a big parry, and they get the tether set up. Big counter hit, has 50 meter on their side. What is Lakey gonna get out of this? Lakey able to get a big grab here, really showing a mastery of the matchup. Goes for a time to grab and gets the YRC bait. Lakey able to confirm this reverse 3-0. Starting out this match here, very crazy so far at the Jeekly 52. We got Focus on the Giovanna, and then we have Kaneda on the Sin. Both of them trading burst out, not wanting to let one of them get ahead of the other, but Kaneda able to get this big conversion here, breaks the wall, but has no meter on their side. Burst, stamina, and tension all depleted.
Oh, using those resources. We're going to get that stamina back here on the wake up, but Focus not going to let you spend it with these throws, man. Got you in that double overhead, cashing out with the super. Even if you blocked it, it was only going to be safe in your face. Kaneda going to be hurting here for a second, but great backdash BRC there from Kaneda. And dude, that's going to turn into a round win possibly. Oh my lord.
That's crazy. What a conversion from Kaneda, able to really show the best of Sin, and not only goes for some insane defensive plays, but gets a wall break out of it.
Oh man, and Kaneda already in Focus's head right there. Look at the respect we're giving to that Hawk Baker, bro, and you have to. Kaneda said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to get my turn back. I'm going to get on top of you the stamina. I'm going to throw you around. Look at that delay cancel, getting a counter hit. Focus wants the burst to get out of that corner just because of it. Going to mash you down with these lights, and Focus really good at using those lights, but so is Kaneda. Going to clap you back with this RTL.
The 2K2D RTL, what a great anti-poke, really catching out Focus for trying to run at you, but Focus has these counter pokes of their own, goes for the dog kick, but the RTL ends up getting blocked, has the meter on their side to keep it safe, goes for a grab, but Focus able to be aware and gets the tech.
Oh my lord, dog. I'm always so surprised at how far that 5K connects. Unfortunately, couldn't keep it going, but that 2S is going to clean up regardless. Good stuff right there from Kaneda, but Focus was making you hurt.
Man, that is crazy. Look at the conversions out here from Kaneda. Focus just not able to get a chance to really breathe here on offense or on defense. It seems like Kaneda always has the answers, but Focus, though, doing a really great job on defense whenever they do get the chance to get out. Love it. Goes for the far slash on round start. Wants to catch Focus out, trying to do something. Press a move, but the cancel doesn't end up working out. Look at this throw bait from Kaneda. Gets a big counter, gets a big hit off the situation. Eats to gain a buff, but doesn't decide to use stamina to break the wall. Has the meter on their side, and Focus is on the receiving end of this Kaneda pressure. The cross up leads to a counter hit on the meaty. Gets another big counter hit. Able to really use this Geo corner carry to their best abilities, but doesn't get the wall stick.
Oh, okay. Safe in your face right there. Focus did the jump. However, Kaneda going to fight you right back with that close slash. Cashing out. We got 100 meter to play with. Oh, yeah, I was about to say. Dude, I'm always, dude, Guilty Gear in general just is a game that surprises me every single day. Kaneda right there, probably not surprised, spending that 100 tension to get that round win. Focus, doing some good stuff right here. I like those tap blocks in the middle of the screen. Going to catch you with these throws. But that IDFD, good stuff here from Kaneda. Active on that defense, man.
Very active on that defense, very aware too. Understanding what's going to come up in the block string, shows great character knowledge, but Kaneda showing even more knowledge of their own character, going for this constant mix. Look at the shimmy throw once again. We're seeing mirrors of the past right now, and what a conversion, Jeek. That was insane.
It's a lot of damage, and it's also already going to get you that stamina back, but Focus have been really getting away with these throws, and look, it pays off immediately, right? That counter hit right there was Kaneda trying to challenge possibly a throw attempt from Focus, and that's what you get if you get so many throws in so early like that, like Focus has been doing. It pays off, getting this round win right here in game 2.
Not only that, but showing how much damage Giovanna can do with just 50 tension on their side. That damage increase is real, and that speed is also real. But look at this. Gets the 5P into the hit, gets a DP bait, and Focus is on the offensive. But it doesn't end up going into a wall break as they planned. Kaneda able to make the most out of it. Gets a burst bait from them. Has the Rifty meter to convert into a charge dust. Ends up breaking the wall with the very same move that wall stuck.
Getting from that 5H from downtown, though, man. And catching that second hit of 2S, Kaneda letting go of that down block a little too early. Focus going to make you pay for it with this Tatsu. Not enough to kill. Kaneda does have a lot of resources to play with, but not a lot of HP.
Goes for the safe jump to try and bait out the RTL from Kaneda, but able to grab the PRC off of the RTL, and we're just standing here in neutral, something that both of these characters do oh so well. Ends up getting the pickup and keeps it burst safe to go up 2-0 in a thriller of a game.
Man, shoutouts. Focus was really trying to get that burst from Kaneda too, bro. I didn't catch it in the replay, but they were doing what they had to, just saying like, hey, burst, 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 you know, with that little shimmy dash block. But Kaneda, so patient with that burst despite that HP being so low. That's the reward they get, man. Going up 2-0 here, but it's getting closer as these games go on. Focus is catching you with these grabs, now catching you with the counter hits on the possible throw tech attempts. So this Giovanna has definitely got those layers established. We'll have to see if Kaneda can squeeze by on a 3-0 or if it's going to get close.
I think Focus is doing some amazing things on defense here, really showing Lakey, or not Lakey, really showing Kaneda that they're not out of this yet. But gets a big first hit here. Focus able to get another big counter hit. Pushes into the wall, but doesn't get the wall stick. We're on some crazy mix here from this Giovanna character.
Man, this honest mids and throws. You still got mix, though? Giovanna looking pretty good out here. Going to get this first round pretty handily, I'll say. But Kaneda can afford to give up stuff like that. Get some more information here in these last games. Let Focus start to feel themselves. But damn, that was a pretty confident 5H and a pretty confident hook stomp. Really confidence from both our players in these round starts paying off our Giovanna.
I mean, and whenever you get in that situation to think that you have a read, it's the best idea to take it. Kaneda able to get another big hit here using this stamina, but the burst comes out. They're not going to be able to get this in. Focus has a 100 meter on their side, gets a burst bait of their own, and is really cranking this pressure and damage. Uses the 50 meter to end up breaking the wall here.
But not enough to kill, but no resources for Kaneda here. You don't need to bait too much. You just got to wait for your time to press that 2D. And it's paying off for Giovanna, man. Good stuff there from Focus. We robbed Kaneda of all the resources, of all the HP, and then all we had to do was keep it simple there at the end. Focus getting one on the board.
You know, as we've seen throughout the set so far, Focus is far from out of this game. Far from it. This set is still definitely for the taking for both players. Kaneda really doing a great job at opposing this offense and making Focus have to guess, especially on that overhead and low and even strike throw in some situations. But Focus really aware on defense and able to win this round start here. The DP coming out from Kaneda though.
What I like on Focus is that we're really confident at challenging those stamina cancels. It paid off in that round start. Kaneda's got you here in the corner. Looks like we're going to cash out to a wall break as well. But we had to spend all those resources to do so. We're not crying about it, though. We got positive bonus. We got hard knockdown. Focus got some resources to play with back. But getting picked up and getting that burst baited, it's going to hurt as Kaneda goes to set point.
No, Kaneda really doing a great job at forcing out this damage and really cranking all of these resources. Doesn't care if they're not able to break the wall or not. They're really establishing on these wake-up situations, pushing more into the corner. That 6K doing a great job at catching Focus out, having to guess up, down, left, right. Gets a big counter hit, forces into the corner again, has the RTL, is going to be able to break the wall here and claim the set with a perfect.
All right, guys, here we go. I was saying it earlier in the pre-match entry, Mikesaftig, test your luck. I think this was a Jeekly Grand Finals. Shouts to the Jeekly 17 or something, man. We're on 52 right now. Oh my God, the Matcherino is gigantic, by the way. Oh my God, I did not see that. Holy and it's Marky. Okay, am I surprised? Yo, what's going on, Marky? Coming in at a great time right here, doing a big contribution to the Matcherino. Really appreciate you, man. Good time, Marky. I was saying, Mikesaftig, Test Your Luck, 2 veterans here at the Jeekly coming out here in winners quarterfinals.
Man, look at that though. Able to enforce this Nago mix, goes for the overhead lows, Beyblades, and gets that first hit. Fukio back, wanting to be patient. Mikesaftig tries to taste down. Look at that FD though. Test Your Luck, able to really capitalize on the situation. Gets the 5P and goes in for more damage. Look at this risk and this blood, really getting these big chip outs on these normals.
Mike did have another chance here with that burst. Unfortunate DP right there, but no punish back from Test Your Luck. So Mike gets a chance here with that Fafnir in. Doesn't spend the tension yet. It's going to save it here, catching that backdash with the 2K. I love that, but Test Your Luck said, you got to catch me both times, homie. I'm going to keep sending it. Getting his first game on the board. Great stuff from Test Your Luck, but Mike had that tension to play with at the end. If you gave him a chance, he was going to make you hurt for it. Only a good player like Test Your Luck is going to keep you from doing so.
You know, Test Your Luck, able to really be aware and think of the situation at hand. Gets a big backdash to end up closing out that round. Making it to where Mikesaftig's normals just aren't active enough to catch it. But, man, Mikesaftig was really making it look scary for Test Your Luck there. Getting them into the corner, and this soul pressure can be lethal.
Yeah, and then Mike is also pretty crafty about getting out of the corner as well. So when Test Your Luck gets you there, you'll see that Test is a little patient, right? Want to see if Mike wants to do that air dash, delay, bandit bringer or something. And right here, Mike's going to get you with that jump in JS, looking like Street Fighter out here with just like a 4 jump normal. Test Your Luck can open up with that red RC low, sweet spotting you with the DP. Mike's going to send you through.
It's the wall break, gets positive bonus on their side, but Test Your Luck is not afraid. Using these big normals, so patient. Who is going to crack first? The 5 HP PRC goes in for more pressure, slowly walking forward, really imposing this crazy Nago spacing. Gets the block on it, but Mikesaftig has the PRC to keep it safe. Baits out the deflection and is able to take the round.
Man, shoutouts to both of these players, so patient on that pressure. You saw Test Your Luck out, you know, you gotta give you some credit, was giving that spacing for Mike to let him hang himself and caught him with that 6H in the corner, but then Mike giving Test some space, getting that deflect shield. Both of them so patient. Gonna Fukio back trying to pressure you out, but Mike getting a little bit of a JK right there off of the bite. Test Your Luck buffering right there, that Beyblade. It's paying off. Gonna keep Mike here in the corner.
Look at these conversions from Test Your Luck, able to make the most out of these strings that Nago has, using Fukio back to really stop Mikesaftig from pressing and getting closer. Oh, gets the big counter hit, able to stuff this wild assault, but Mikesaftig has had enough. Test Your Luck, able to get the close slash anti-air into the 6H into Roman cancel 6H.
Yeah, dog. If you're getting hit for that much damage, it better be 6H, bro. It better be a normal like that one. Right now, Test Your Luck going to show you how much damage it does, getting that wall break. But we're going to get really close, not popping on that blood. But now our options are a little limited, at least here for a second. And Mike is respecting that spacing from Nago, because of course, even though you got the high blood, you got the good space normals, Mike's going to take it to the other side of the screen.
Punishes the failed conversion from Mikesaftig with a throw, able to secure the game there. Goes up in the set 2-0, and just a great job at blood rage management. It was insane how close they got to popping there, but just doing a great job of making sure they stay in that level 3 range to where they gain the length on those normals and are really able to chip you out. Even if you play patiently, even if you try to stay away, you're only playing into Nago's game plan more in that situation.
Right, because I mean, you know, when you see Nago with that high blood, which you called it out, he got up there, bro. It was a hair away from popping. You want to go and you want to punish them for that, right? But I mean, when you got that 5H from downtown, it can be kind of hard. Test Your Luck right now. Going to show you what that 2H does as well. Mike trying to DP to get out here out of this corner.
Ooh, gets the wild throw though to show Test Your Luck what the corner looks like, but Test Your Luck really reliable on these matches. Goes for the 2H, able to Roman cancel out, and gets the neutral skip. Goes for the wild assault to continue the pressure, and Mikesaftig not able to really confirm off this build up risk, and Test Your Luck able to go to set point in this set with a crazy overhead.
Got you with this throw. getting that blood back. Even though we're high blood, right? We just got you with some honest normals. Gonna catch you with that PRC low, but Mike with some good blocks. Unfortunately, getting spaced out by that Fukio back. So we were able to get that 6S, but a little antsy with that 2H. Mike was trying to get out of this corner, but you gotta respect the spacing on that 5H, on that 2H. Goal burst to be really aggressive here. You gotta do something like that. The Hail Mary out. It's paying off. PRC to keep this pressure going. Test your luck. Has got a little bit of tension to play with on this wake up, trying to backdash out, but Mike is making you hurt.
Man, this level 3 gets the 100-meter super, and with blood that high, you're bound to die in that situation. Test Your Luck doesn't even get a chance to use that deflect shield or that 50-meter on their side.
Bro, if you're seeing Heavy Mob Cemetery on the Jeekly, Mikesaftig is on the screen, man. That's the only time I get to see that super at really good times, and we're not just setting it. It's always at the best times. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Test Your Luck right now, getting some blood back, trying not to pop, trying to use those normals, but Mike showing you these soul combos, taking you to the other side of the screen. Test Your Luck so strong with these back throws.
Test Your Luck showing what strike throw really looks like, going in and using this rushdown character, showing the advantages of that Fukio forward and how scary it can be. But Mikesaftig has a 100-meter on their side, uses 50 of it for a BRC forward on a really dire situation here. Test Your Luck on such high blood, but Mikesaftig able to find a way in, goes for the stagger pressure, forces into the corner, gets a big pickup, and man, Mikesaftig isn't out of this yet, taking a game.
Dude, so shoutouts to Test Your Luck. I'm not a Nago player, but I wonder if that PRC 5H gave us just enough blood to not pop. Like, if that's the case, what an awesome play, or at least an awesome attempt. But Mike got you with that pickup afterwards. When you're high blood like that, your defense isn't as great. So able to catch you, even with just catching you on the backdash. What normal was it? Oh, it's just, all right, close slash. Never mind. I thought it was something a little bit smaller than that. But still, that defense so high, or low at that point, pays off for our soul player. We're going to game 4.
Yep. Test Your Luck, just being really patient, understanding how much blood matters to these normals, showing a great understanding of the character, but Mikesaftig doing really great jobs on this soul, making Test Your Luck spin that burst, and now we're at the game where Nago is just able to play full screen. These normals do so much in this high blood situation. You can only do so much. You're negative there off of that Fafnir, but it doesn't matter. Look at this combo conversion. Gets the clean hit for the wall bounce. Oh, this character's so cool. I'm sorry.
Dude, we play the best fighting game, Ukio, for real.
It's so cool, man.
Test Your Luck getting all that blood back with a really well-timed bite, and it's going to pay off with a round win. We're on set point right now all of a sudden. It was looking good right there for a second.
And the conversion ability from Test Your Luck, showing how much meter can really matter. Not only that blood rage, but tension and burst. Really being able to get out of these sticky situations, and oh, that's a big 2H counter hit. Mikesaftig has the IB out. Doesn't want to get pushed out into this Nago range, but the DP doesn't end up working out. Tries to bait the burst, but Mikesaftig is so patient. This constant neutral and pressure mounting chip damage, risk is building, and Test Your Luck able to get the set. That is insane. All right, here again for another match. We got Winty Guitar on the Baiken, making it far into this bracket, and we have Clone as usual on this Slayer. Color 11 enforcing this pressure, but Winty Guitar able to mash out. What spacing though? This dash is left and right, has the meter to make themselves safe. Dash cancel on the close slash here. You can only get so far away from Slayer, but Winty Guitar able to get the parry. Hard knockdown into the tether. We're gonna get to see some big mix here. Forced into the corner, but the backdash hand of doom. Winty Guitar likes to burst out. Both of them are about at 50 meter, but Winty Guitar is able to spend it first.
Man, I gotta call it out, man. Clone is so high APM on this defense, showing that backdash, showing that hand of doom, showing that 2P as well. And Winty already showing signs of respecting it, but Clone just so active with these Slayer normals, with that pressure, catching you on that whiff and the punish as well. This is a player that you gotta be so tight against in your pressure and your trying to bait out their mashes, because Clone is just gonna make you look silly sometimes with some of these buttons, crossing you up with that pile bunker, red RC to close it out. Clone getting game 1 on the board. All right, y'all. Hopefully we're going in here into this game too. I shouldn't even say anything, so I'm probably going to jinx it. Here we go. Oh, we're playing. We're getting that far slash started. I see that high APM from Clone already. And Winty making you hurt for it with that 2H, but Clone spending that burst early to get out of that corner. I love punishing that Master's Hammer of Close Slash. Good job trying to dance around with the Tommy, but it was looking good for Winty for a second.
Gets that 6P into a pile bunker, establishes a lot of damage on the board, but Winty Guitar isn't afraid. Gets that clean hit, as you were talking about before. Has 100 meter to get another close slash into his super, and gets the wall break. Even if Slayer's a little bit chunky of a character, you're just able to eat through that health bar there.
Dude, that's sick that the wall break got the kill, but there's a universe where we didn't get a wall break and that 100 tension situation didn't kill, so that would have been crazy. Cloned, of course, clapping you right back with some solid damage. Winty's going to get you with a counter hit and spending some tension of our own. Clone got that burst to play with. We're going to hold on to it for a second here. Got a little bit of a side swap, but we kept it going. Winty, good stuff here. Catching at backdash, that button press with the 2H. So active. Oh, Ukio, that was a cool 6P.
Ooh, that was a very heads-up 6P. Understood that Winty Guitar was going to try and do that super there, but it just doesn't end up working out. Clone tries to get out of the situation with a backdash, and it looks like Winty Guitar is finally able to get their footing. That first game was definitely a data game.
Great stuff, man. That game restart was all we needed, apparently, man. So, hold on. My PC's not letting me win real quick. Hold on. Now, let me get this restart in. And then we'll be good to go. Shouts to Master Shake. Winty woke up after the game reset, damn. Yeah, apparently. Winty, I mean, give me some credit. I was calling it out. I was like, yo, the way that Winty was playing in that first game, I could already tell it was going to be a close one. But that's Slayer, man. And that's cloned as well, you know? If you get some good, clean hits in, you're not going to give people a chance. And right now, Clone spending that burst early to try to get that started, catching you with this overhead.
You know, Slayer is just a character that's very punishing to play against. You make one mistake and you're gonna feel it, and Winty Guitar is giving Clone a taste of her own medicine here. Look at this grab, though. The ambiguous cross-up goes for another grab, has the Roman cancel to convert into a big combo, and it kills.
Oh my god, man. Winty's got these combos, bro. We saw that one right there. We saw her spend that 100 tension in the last game as well for the wall break. That was a Twitter clip, at least I thought so. And look, we're getting another counter hit here on Clone. Clone is going to get that burst back, even if that Hand of Doom is going to get punished here. I love that, though. You saw that the Tommy didn't get that second hit, and Clone is on top of you for it.
Gets the 6K into the P Dandy for the pile bunker cross-up, and Winty Guitar has to burst out of that situation there. So much damage was going to come out, and really applying it to Cloned here now. Not able to get out of the situation. YRC is on the table, though, has the Master's Hammer. This tether isn't helping you at all. Gets the 6H into the pile bunker. 6H breaks the wall, and man, that's a lot of damage.
Man, real quick shout out to Logan Jungle giving us a fat raid, bro. Really appreciate that one, man. 122 of y'all coming in, watching some Guilty Gear Strive. This set is going back and forth. You're watching one of the best Baikens to do it against one of the best Slayers to do it. Winty, Guitar, and Cloned out here. The score is evened up, but this is on the last round. Clone's going to spend that YRC to try to get out of this corner. Going to count a counter hit on Winty for pressing that JH, but this parry, man. Winty getting you with the parry, then the punish back to back, clapping up for this raid.
Empty jump into the Johnson. There's only so much you can do from a situation like that if you're cloned. There's so much of a mental stat going, especially from a character like Baiken, that's really able to represent high, low, left, right at any times, especially if they have tether. But, you know, Clone is on their back feet, but they play a character as Slayer. All you need is one hit, and it's like a snowball rolling downhill. Again, I have no personal bias. It's not as if Clone's my favorite Slayer player or anything. No, not that for sure.
Please give my friend a follow, y'all. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Logan. Thank you for that fat raid, my man. Even if you guys don't play Strive, even if you guys don't play fighting games, I'm sure you love what this game looks like, man. Turn up the volume, listen to that music. This game's got some class. These players are going to show you what it's got. Clone's already got you here in this corner, patient on that pressure, catching Winty for trying to get out of the corner, staggering you out with those overheads. But Winty's got some really good blocks here, man. Getting caught up eventually, though. You can't block forever here in Guilty Gear Strive.
Oh, goes for that Super Mappa hunch. Doesn't need the big last horizon to finish out the game. Gets a perfect, and we're just and it just goes out to say exactly what I was talking about. Slayer is just a character that needs one hit. goes for the jump in. JSJD cancel to make this pressure safe. Goes for another hit, gets the stagger. What a big counter hit. Look at this pile bunker loop. Gonna just amount the damage. Gets the 2H, goes for the reset, but oh no, Winty Guitar doesn't end up getting hit with it.
Gonna get you with that OTG though. Good stuff there from Clone, man. Getting one game on the board, or rather getting this first round on the board into another one back to back. That was a really quick game too, my man. I mean, damn, how long was that? Only 20 seconds for that second round. And look how aggressive Clone is with that burst, by the way. And you can afford to do so when you got a lead like that. You only need one more clean hit to take it. You got a pile bunker from full screen in your arsenal. Yeah, I'm a burst to keep you in the corner.
I mean, Slayer has just such a high amount of health. Even after the nerf to their health in Season 4, they're still able to get a lot done, even do something like that. But again, here we go with another burst, trying to keep this offense, not wanting Winty Guitar to get anything started, but that parry ends up coming out on the meaty close slash, and they're going for more pressure. Has the Roman cancel to make that Hand of Doom safe, gets the 2K dash up, and is using this tether to their advantage. Look at Clone with the blood-sucking universe into the blood-sucking universe, goes up 1-0.
Man, that was crazy. First off, that overhead into the fast RC low, I guess it's obvious in hindsight, but I don't think I see Slayers really going for that too often. So shoutouts to Clone, showing us some tech, man. Slayer not known for the tech, but this character's got some class, man. Winty right now beating you up, got you with that 2D in the corner, doesn't even give you a chance to burst, gonna send you right through the wall, and we're going to the last round of the last game. Ukyo, man, we've been getting game 5s all night.
It just gets even more exciting as we go through this bracket. Again, this is a top 8 qualifier, so it only makes sense that we get a game 5 in this situation. Winty Guitar doing a great job establishing this damage. Gets the burst bait off of the cross-up Johnson, but it doesn't end up amounting to much. Has to use that blue wild assault to really get in, and Clone is on the back ropes here. Has 50 meter on their side and a tether, and this is probably gonna end up killing Winty Guitar. Takes a really close one, 3-2.
Shout outs to Winty, man. That game reset was all we needed. No, I'm just kidding. I don't actually mean that. Great stuff. I called it, man. I called it in that first game, bro. The way Winty was playing in that very first game, I knew it was going to be a close one. Now, I didn't know we were going to win, especially with how strong Clone was, bro. Bring us to that last round, last game. Winty earning that top 8 spot. That was a qualifier, I think. It was. So Winty earning that top 8 spot in a really close one. But guys, we got one more top 8 qualifier for you on deck. It's going to be Lurry up against Neko Overlord coming out here.
Neko Overlord is just such a strong player. I knew once we saw them in that first round that they probably was going to make it pretty far. One in a Krillian. That's such a good name.
Here we go, man. We got a familiar player out here pulling up on the king, though.
Leo? I didn't know Lurry had a
Lurry been
Leo.
cooking on this Leo. We saw him on the Leo last week at our last Jeekly. One of Lurry's first times on Leo, at least at the Jeekly, but no stranger to this character. Lurry been picking up playing Leo for a couple weeks now, a couple months now, I think. Neko Overlord getting to see it firsthand in this game 1.
Ooh, the big counter hit 2D. Very perceptive low, but look at this conversion from Lurry. Able to push into the corner, but Neko Overlord not afraid to run up and throw. Really challenging Lurry with this scary offensive character. But, man, keeping this pressure safe, not letting Lurry escape while they have the life lead, really pushing forward, and this neutral is so patient and back and forth. Neko Overlord able to take the round there in pretty convincing fashion, even after the back and forth. Goes for the low. Lurry tries to go in, tries to poke with the JP, and now we're in back turn. That scary Leo pressure, but we burst out. Doesn't want to give Lurry a chance to get more. Has the meter on their side. Goes for the charge dust, or the tap dust mix, and ends up getting a wall break off of it. BRC forward, goes for the cross-up, but gets blocked, doesn't have the burst to get out of the situation this time. Oh no, the reversal super comes out. Doesn't want to give Neko the reversal super comes out, doesn't want to give Lurry the chance, goes for the wild assault, continues forward, the jump out of the J8, the back turn P, able to act like an anti-air, and gets the clash, and man, what a round from Lurry, tying up the first game, 1-1 right now.
Great stuff. I like this from Neko, trying to get those rocks. Lurry down on the burst right now, but we're evened up in these rounds. Neko did get you to that corner. Not close enough for that 8-sword pop, but we were respecting it, and I don't blame you. Definitely don't want to get caught by the 8-sword pop after blocking out the toss. Neko trying to get something caught with these far slashes. Going to S-sword PRC forward. No! Extended our hurt box a little bit. Got caught up by that explosion.
And Neko Overlord is really able to make you feel it. Gets the wall break, gets the big counter hit, and we might end up seeing a wall break here. The windshield wipers of doom end up sealing out this first game. Very close back and forth, but Neko Overlord able to take it. Very close. I didn't expect to see the Leo from Lurry. I must not have been paying attention last time I was looking at this bracket, but it's very convincing, very solid play here, and really able to make it far. And going back and forth with a player like Neko Overlord, especially in that first game, able to play patient, it really does say the experience that they have on this character. Throws out the sword, tries to go for the flash kick, but it doesn't end up working out, goes for it again. Maybe they are a true Leo player at heart. Makes Neko Overlord burst out of it, and man, you're stuck in this pressure again. The rocks, the sword tosses, the empty jump, the burst bait, able to convert into a big combo off of that, gets the ground bounce off of the Rekka and breaks through the wall. 6P is able to catch that JH. It's been a real thorn in the player's side so far. Able to cancel that JH into the stance undo, and able to get the reversal super to go through the wall. The tap dust, your favorite player isn't even blocking that. It ends up taking the round. Neko Overlord is doing a great job at really establishing this offense on Ram, but Lurry able to really go in and out with this great step dash that Leo has, able to play very patient and make Neko Overlord approach like they're doing now. Has the sword toss, really spaced out here. What a big grab, has 50 meter on their side, but decides not to use it. These Gatlings from Lurry on this Leo white frame, the S into the H into the S, don't really end up working here. Has to use the burst, doesn't want to get stuck in this pressure, gets the anti-air with the held stance and breaks the wall with this super.
I like that from Lurry. We got this hard knockdown, 50 tension to play with. The world is our oyster, kept it simple. Oh, tried to bait that burst. Ooh. Neko saw it coming though, man. I really love that delay. Massive respect to Neko saying, hey, I know you're a good player. You're going to try to bait it, so I'm going to get one step ahead of you and hold it. But Lurry only needed one more interaction to take it, evening up the score 1-1.
You know, Lurry was just really able to adapt and doing some very interesting things on this character, really using that step dash to get in and out of this range that, you know, Neko Overlord's trying to play at. You know, in this most recent patch 4, season 4, they really tried to up crank that neutral presence from Ram, and it really is scary for a lot of characters, but not for Lurry. Wants to burst out of this big situation, backdashes the rock, doesn't want to get caught up into this pressure again, but Neko Overlord able to push to the corner, but you gotta watch out for this flash kick, constantly charge partitioning with that down back, and able to get the windshield wipers of doom for the wall stick and breaks the wall. More corner pushing to the wall and gets the explosion, ends up taking that first round, and had a lot of resources on their side if that still didn't kill, but Lurry is not out of it yet. Gets the big normal, goes for the cross up, goes for the run through with the step dash that can go through you, uses the pull in from the held S to get that attack to break the wall here. Great stuff from Lurry. Backdashing that rock pressure again. We're in the same situation we were in, and the Ramlethal pizza ends up coming out. The burst able to make Lurry think twice about mashing a neutral, gets counter hit, and you don't want to take this damage from Neko Overlord, especially whenever you have a lead like this. What a backdash into the Roman cancel. Able to take that round and tie up this game 1-1.
And I respect that from Neko, man. Was still fighting it, even with no swords with that JD. Maybe we did a little bit of a Hail Mary with the throw, but if you didn't have the resources, you had to do something to beat up that Lurry. We're going to the last round here. Lurry, of course, does have that 1-1. We're evened up here, but we're on the last round. Catching with that 2K, not a big pickup after Lurry saw that gap, took it with the flash kick. But that throw, man, great stuff from Neko. Very active on this defense, and then active right back with that safe jump.
You know, it's just Neko Overlord is doing a great job at establishing this Ram gameplay, using these swords to really make Lurry have to use these defensive options, and is able to get out. But what a heads-up grab there, not letting Lurry get away with that cross-up. Doesn't want them to get into this back-turn state. It's so scary here if you're Lurry on such low health. You have to block everything, and just gets shimmied out by that empty jump, and the throw just doesn't connect.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I like that PRC boom forward. I didn't even know what side we were going to be on right there with that JK Red RC from Neko. Catching you right there with that jump forward, man. I don't blame you, man. That's a really nasty situation when you're holding that H sword in the corner, because they can be nasty with that throw. Shouts to Tanak. Tanak is always ready with the frame window of when you have to be ready to tech that throw off of H sword. I don't ever remember it, so shout out to Tanak wherever you are.
You know, it's just, man, Lurry is really being very offensive with that gold burst. Such a hard mechanic to punish. You know, you would think it would be from how punishable blue burst is, but Neko Overlord not getting flustered, not getting put on their back feet, and man, goes for that flash kick, but it doesn't end up working out. Doesn't end up hitting that S, doesn't get the J. It's a shame, but man, uses that sword to break through that projectile and ends up breaking the wall. It's the jump in JD, tries to go for more safe pressure, but gets a hit anyways. This empty jump, Lurry doesn't have the meter to burst out of the situation, and we're on set point for Neko Overlord. You know, as you were talking about, this meter on their side really making a difference. Goes for the tap dust and is able to Roman cancel the situation. Gets into that back turn and breaks the wall with such a strong move. Normally that'd be used for the combo game, but it's not used in that situation. Gets the clash on the throw there. Goes for another Roman cancel. Such low health from Neko Overlord, and Lurry able to secure the game, tying up this last game while Neko Overlord is on set point. You're so close to pulling this back, Lurry.
We'll see, man. Knocking on that door with that 5P. Getting counter hit on that jump in though. Neko really active on those anti-airs, trying to keep this Leo back, and it works out too. The flex shield going to buy us some distance. Don't want to hold that 8-sword pop, but Neko with that Dara Red RC is going to send you to the wall regardless. Going to make you hurt. Lurry will have some tension to play with here on the wake up.
You know, also has burst on their side too. That 50 can really make a difference. But look at this neutral from Lurry. Oh no, the Daro able to connect, has 50 meter on their side. Leo is chunky, so this won't end up killing, but has 50 meter and burst on their side. But gets clipped with the low, and Neko Overlord able to take it 3-1.
Starting off strong here in top 8, y'all. If you've been watching Guilty Gear Strive at all, let alone the Jeekly, then you gotta know about this Jack champion over here, repping that Paragon tag, playing this Happy Chaos, tearing it up in the onlines, of course, but also in the offlines as of late. Neko Overlord coming in their first time here in the Jeekly, but they've been clapping it up on this Ramlethal, man.
Just showing the absolute power behind this character, but Jack showing that tried and true rush down Happy Chaos, looping this constant advantage into more Deus Ex Machinas, getting this constant reload of bullets, keeping that focus and taking the first round with a perfect.
Yeah, I'm not surprised we're seeing Jack getting those perfects, man. Definitely a killer out here in Guilty Gear Strive on this net play series. 5D's going to pick you up. 5D shot. Got 50 tension to play with a gnarly cross-up. Red RC possibly wanted to see if Neko wanted to spend that burst, but really smart delay on that burst timing. Jack, find you back with that 5K. Said it's never your turn to play, homie. I'm going to take you out back.
You know, not a lot of people may not know, but Happy Chaos's taco kick is a real threat. It really makes those cross-ups almost unavoidable. You know, these bullets really make it to where you have to hold a lot of this pressure, and Neko Overlord not able to get out of this typhoon there. That is Jack's just obscene rushdown.
And Jack's going to be playing his best out here, man, especially when you got a prize pool that fat, man. Check it out, bro. $159. Shoutouts to Marky for that awesome contribution. And y'all can contribute to !chat, the Matcherino in the chat. Claim those free codes. Then we got a few of those left, so we would really appreciate y'all doing that, especially Neko right here. It's got Jack here in the corner, but not for long with that run-up 2K.
You know, and just trading these resources back and forth from both players, Jack understands that Neko Overlord is just very great with this ram, showing that they know this pressure, this constant rock situations, but Jack able to get out, has 50 meter on their side, has the focus and the bullets to continue carrying, has the Deus Ex Machina so close to the wall, gets the hard knockdown, and you know that's scary if you're Neko Overlord.
We do have the tension to play with, and we did so with that gap, but Jack gave you that gap to hang yourself with. Was ready with that walk-up block, had a lot of tension to play with there at the end, but didn't even need to because we got the round.
You know, and Neko Overlord really showing that they still have a place in this match, constantly chasing down with his resources, and finally gets a hit. This damage is going to be huge, especially if you're Happy Chaos. Look at all that red, Jeek.
That was a lot of damage, bro. Oh, my Lord. Jack saying, even in the face of that, said you gotta hold this 5K. 50 tension was ready, able to swap the sides on that combo. Heads up routing there from Jack, hanging off for us. Neko does have a lot of resources here on the other side.
You know, you're just only able to do so much if you're Neko Overlord, constantly with these conversions, going and jumping into the air for the burst bait. This looping positive bonus in looping advantage state for Jack is just so overwhelming. The reversal super doesn't end up working out, but has the 50 meter to make it safe. Goes for the big conversion, establishes more offense on the side of Neko Overlord, going for these constant overheads and lows. This mix is insane. How is Jack blocking it all?
Yeah, that mix was insane, but the blocks from Jack were even crazier, Ukio. Oh my God.
That
dog, no
was
way.
Crazy. Oh my God.
And then, of course, Jack was ready with that Abare, man. You got to give Jack some credit. Always ready with that 2P, with that 2S at the best times. After, dog, oh my God. No way we blocked all that out, my Lord.
I would have gotten hit like 4 times over. Oh my God.
And here we go. We're moving on to game 3, Ukio. I feel bad for Jack. Haven't had them on stream all day today. We finally get them up here on that winner side of top 8, and they're showing us what we've been missing here with this 2-game lead. Neko been playing strong all day. You need a champion like Jack to slow you down a bit, but it's not like Neko's been taking this line down. We've been getting some rounds here.
Yep, very safe and secure neutral, going back and forth for each player, but man, it just seems like Jack is always able to get on the winning edge of these situations. Neko Overlord is really stuck here in this pressure, having to run back and forth, using these meter options to play defense, gets the left-right mix, and Neko Overlord is able to start this game plan again. Doesn't have 50 meter on their side, but Jack FDing out, sacrificing that themselves. What a tech on that grab, and gets the big conversion out of the air.
Yeah, that was, I always love players getting those conversions off the light normals. You saw it from Neko right there with the 5P, but Jack didn't give you any chance to breathe, man. You give this guy 1 second, and we're spending 50 tension to send you through the wall. Here we are in set point.
You know, Neko Overlord is really on their back feet here, able to stay in it so far, but man, Jack, it just seems like they have a read. Focus building, has curse option on them. Burst is slowly building for Neko Overlord, but this constant looping advantage with these Deus Ex Machinas doesn't even let the red bar go away.
Oh, I like that little bit of stall right there saying, hey, are you going to give me the burst? And Neko Overlord said, you got me, homie. You got me.
All right, going straight into the second match of winner side top 8. We have Winty Guitar making it their way through this bracket, defeating Cloned in the process, making their name for themselves. But man, Kaneda has been playing very well so far, making their top 8 presence known, getting this mix off, pushing more into the corner, goes for the parry, but it doesn't work out. That's a new addition to this game, but man, Kaneda able to get that 2K2D. Tyrant Rave gets the clean hit, but it doesn't end up breaking the wall. We're not close enough.
Trying to stay on top of you with that Wild Assault, but Winty was already ready with that 4-framer. That slowdown lets us see what's happening with that whiff throw and going to make you hurt for it with that close slash. Winty with some great routing. We saw some awesome combos in her earlier set, and we're seeing them right now here against Kaneda as we clean up this first round.
Not only great combos, but just great mix in general. High, lows, left, right. As I've been saying, this Baiken character is insane now. And man, Winty Guitar is just so great. Understands these options that they have. Goes for the block parry, but it doesn't end up working out. Kaneda makes you pay for choosing an option and being incorrect.
Ooh, great tech right there from Winty. Heads up stuff. Just got some tension back on the side of Kaneda. Let's see if we even get a chance to spend it. Winty's going to make you hurt until then. Catching with that Tatami, catching with that 2D. Kaneda, however, getting you on this whiff punish. Going to spend that RTL. Not enough to do that 100 tension cleanout that we've been seeing earlier, but enough to make you hurt and send you to the wall.
Yeah, even without not being able to do that 100-meter follow-up, this meter on their side still really matters, but not if Winty Guitar has anything to say about it. 50-meter for them, has the Roman cancel, confirms into a kill, and takes this first game in pretty close fashion, if I do say so myself.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. And it was looking close there for a second, too. If Kaneda could just get a second to spend that 100 tension, man. But Winty knew that you couldn't give a second for Kaneda to breathe. Love seeing Winty up here on the winner's side of the Jeekly. Kaneda. Also, Kaneda up here on the winner's side, man. This is looking good for both of them. Unfortunately, they had to see each other here, but I guess they're also grateful they didn't have to play against Jack. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Not only grateful that they don't have to play against Jack, but even they can take one loss and still not be out of this tournament. But Kaneda is really fighting back. Doesn't want to go to loser's side yet.
Oh, nice. Right there, Kaneda. Taking that gap back. Going to get on top of you with this mix. I love that. Baiting out that throw attempt, that tech attempt from Winty. Going to make you hurt. Going to send you to the wall. Winty does have some meter to play with on the other side. Not a lot of HP to play with. And Kaneda is going to capitalize on that to get in this first round of game 2.
What a big snipe out with that low normal. Really makes Winty Guitar have to second guess how they run their pressure in that round style. It's a big loss for Winty Guitar, but a big win for Kaneda. Able to get this positive bonus, but has to spend all their stamina to do it.
Got you with that 6H Kabari. Good routing right here from Winty. Probably try to catch something special with that backdash B or C, possibly. Kaneda going to mash you out. Regardless, has a lot of stamina to play with. Oh my god, Kaneda has so many resources. Winty doesn't want to give a chance for the Sin to use them if we can help it, but you're going to spend that RTL. Kaneda also going to have that 100 tension after it did get blocked, but the PRT keeps it safe.
Not only that, but was able to cross up. Winty had to hold a 50-50 off of that meter, uses every single resource to catch this game. What a heads up Roman cancel off of that super.
Holy moly, bro.
Wow, that was crazy. Okay.
That was some cool routing there from Kaneda. Cool routing from Kaneda, man. Definitely never disappointed watching this Sin play here. Where we've been blessing a lot of Kaneda Sin up here in the Jeekly before. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know how many times we've seen Kaneda on this winner's side here, at least at the start. So great stuff, man. Love seeing that. We got to see if Kaneda can stay up there on that winner's side, but Winty's going to make it hard for you as we start this round with that counter hit JS. Giving you that gap, though. We're ready with the Hawk Baker.
And Kaneda is really making all of these gaps count, but so is Winty Guitar. Using this 2P 4-frame mash to convert into a combo. Doesn't have to use very many resources, but can't break the wall with a super. Oh, wow. These resources really building up for Kaneda. Pushes more into the corner. That hard knockdown. Gets a big counter hit on that overhead and baits out the super.
Oh, whoa, wow. We were able to DP through. I didn't know you could do that, but Man, this game surprises me every time, Ukio. Winty, even in the face of that said, I only got a little bit of HP to chew through. I'm going to take you out with that JS Yozansen. Very active on those round starts, very confident here, but Kaneda's going to get these first few hits.
You know, sometimes you have to reversal that reversal, and Winty Guitar is making the most out of every situation. Trying to go for parry, though, and it doesn't end up working out. Goes for this constant mix. Kaneda is able to load this mental stack, but Winty Guitar is having none of it. What a parry from them. Goes into a tick throw setup for the grab. Has the mix with the tether. Has 50 meter on their side. This is going to be a lot of damage.
Oh man, these 2Ds are coming in clutch, man. We're catching on to this block timing of Kaneda, and these 2Ds are coming in, getting a lot of free hits for us, but we are ready with that light into the RTL. Gonna take you across the screen, gonna dead frame there for with the 5P for a second. Enough spacing is gonna turn that 6P into a hit. Great stuff, man. We're going to the last round of this game 3. It's so back and forth, these two players.
I mean, and you wouldn't want to have it any other way. You're competing at such a high level to get into this Jeekly top 8, and oh wow, Winty Guitar able to find their way out of that scary pressure sequence, gets the tether going, really pulling back and forth. Kaneda is trying to create some space, trying to use these big long sin normals, but it doesn't end up working out. Look at this conversion, goes for the burst bait, but it doesn't end up working out. The JD, the dive kick, doesn't get the parry. We have a big counter hit here from Kaneda, not able to get the wall break, but gets it there off of the 6K.
Oh, getting a nice counter hit right there. Winty was ready with that burst. No, man, that's gonna hurt. Making you watch the cutscene too. Said you're gonna have to feel this one, baby. Oh my lord, that anti-air close slash scooping you down, but that's the game we play, Ukio. A lot of characters have those scoop down close slashes. You on that Slayer, I know you love doing that to people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nothing feels better than getting a counter hit anti-air close slash. It makes me laugh so hard sometimes I drop combos.
Yeah, that's why you drop the combos. Okay, okay.
Okay, yeah, right. It's only not execution errors. No.
And then what's going on, chat? We see S-Pick. What's going on? Ganyon as well. How y'all living? Coming out here, checking out the Jeekly 52, man. We're still up here on the winner side. Clone said drop them. That's what they be, man. Unironically, whipping the punish, dropping the combo in the punish. Kaneda right here with some good 6Ps, but Winty's ready with that burst.
And is able to, Kaneda just does a great job at getting this stray hits into more combos, using this Ride the Lightning to push into the wall and get the wall break. But man, Jeek, look at how low these resources are for Kaneda. Only recently building that 50 bar with the positive bonus.
Man, and shoutouts to Kaneda for whiffing, or rather, putting in that overhead. Winty's been really good about blocking them. Kaneda finally weaved one in that paid off. Even on a pixel, we're still getting this mix. Man, Kaneda may have to spend bursts here if we want to win this round. Of course, Winty not even going to give you a chance. Spending this super, that's going to be enough to kill. Oh my lord.
And even so, if that super didn't kill, still had another 50 tension on the board to use to confirm the kill. But Kaneda willing to save the burst for a perfect moment like right there. Not wanting to give Winty Guitar a chance to get this pressure started. Really would want to return back to neutral, and Winty Guitar spins the burst of their own. We're back, going for more of this. Gets the bait on the DP. No, but drops the conversion. Doesn't end up wall breaking, but gets the wall stick here. We're on dire straits if we're Kaneda.
Unfortunate right there. The run-up counter hit's going to seal the deal. Winty with an awesome Baiken is going to keep staying on this winner side of the Jeekly 52. Stack bracket evenly down here on the loser side. While those chats claiming the Matcherino codes, we're going to be watching here this $1.50 hot dog. Always shout that one out. Clone coming out here against Blue Heck. Now, this is Blue Heck's first time top 8ing here in the Jeekly, but definitely no stranger to doing well in these net play brackets. Love seeing them get this pickup. Clone with a good burst to get out of this corner. Oh my god,
but these constant dash cancels. How do you block that if you're Blue Heck? Such a big situation. Gets the counter hit, but that ends up being so high. Only the overhead can touch the sky at that point. We're back to very patient neutral. Both of these characters are rushed down, but man, these two H's, the pile bunker ends up catching the tip of the beak driver, but Blue Heck isn't afraid, has 50 meter and 2 stamina on their side, goes into the RTL, pushes to the corner, and gets the wall break, but Slayer's a chunky fellow.
YRC is going to get us another chance here. Blue Heck holding up, saying, I'm not going to get robbed by this Slayer today. I know Clone is really famous for it, this champion in general. Blue Heck said, not today, not getting robbed today. Clone right there, just got her burst back. Going to see if she even needs to spend it. We're dancing around this Blue Heck here.
Really taking advantage of this passive offense from Blue Heck, but look at that backdash on the Master's Hammer. Doesn't end up connecting, and it allows them to get this punish. That's a hard knockdown, and for Sin, that's a scary thing, but Clone has 50 meter and burst on their side, not wanting to spend it until the perfect moment. All you need is one hit, but gets the DP clash cancel and seals out this first game.
Man, Blue Heck wearing that mash tag, showing up, showing out on this Sin. Good stuff on Clone, by the way, delaying that burst. Blue Heck, of course, just did the down back right there to try to bait it, but then also had that 5K right there before the 6-8, so had another opportunity to do so as well. So shout outs to Clone being really patient with that resource, but Blue Heck's going to get this first game on the board.
I mean, and you don't really want to be in a down position versus Cloned of all players. Very scary on that Slayer, so being able to get this first game really allows for momentum to build in Blue Heck's favor.
Yeah, I mean, this Slayer character can take you out back every once in a while, so you want to be careful about it. So if you can get some games on the board ahead of time, it'll pay off. Of course, you always want to win early, right? Like, no one complaining about getting a 3-0, right? So Blue Heck looking really strong here, getting these throws, building up that tension. Great block on that 5D from Clone, but that low, that 6K opened us up. We got a Slayer chance out here. Slayer close slash in a dream, Ukio.
You know, that's sometimes how it just be. Goes for the Master's Hammer. These Kara Dandies are really making things tough. Doesn't allow for the situation at hand. Gets the guard crush on the air. It gets the burst bait. Cloned of all players is one to really turn it around. Blue Heck there had such an advantage, but just not able to wrangle it in.
Dog, oh my god, man, that's the cloned X Factor right there, dog. And that's why Blue Heck was holding up in that very first game, that first round. I was saying it, we don't want to get robbed by Clone here because it's going to look like that. Of course, we're clapping right back. Great start here from Blue Heck, 100 meter to spend. This time Clone blocking the overhead into the low. It opened us up last time, but this time we adapted.
Look at this, though. This is going to be some huge damage, especially from a character like Slayer. Goes for the reset. Oh, no, you're having to guess. These constant left-rights are just being barfed out by this character, and here we go. That cloned X Factor able to clutch up and showing that that first game was only a data set.
Dog. Man, shoutouts to Blue Heck, though, bro. Like, I mean, dog, look how much HP we're chewing through, but then Clone is just like, oh, now it's my turn to play.
God, this character is so evil. I love Slayer so much. I'm sorry.
It's definitely a fun character to watch. I may not be envying Blue Heck, especially when you do so well getting that beginning round, but that's Guilty Gear Strive. You gotta finish your food. The better player gets the last hit, and right there in that game it was Clone, but of course we're just evened up right now.
Oh, look at the spacing coming out from Blue Heck, making almost every normal that Clone's trying to throw out miss, but taking advantage of these plus frames on things like Master's Hammer. Only -1 on that P Mappa hunch, but oh wow, able to get in, establishes pressure, doesn't get the grab, but able to PRC to keep themselves safe. But Slayer and Clone has 50 meter. What do you do here? Constant dash cancels left, right, close slash. Gets the grab into another blood-sucking universe to close out that round.
Man, those bites can be deadly. Clone showing you why. Getting that cross-up hammer, or rather the same side hammer again. That one can be nasty, man. You think you're going to get crossed up, and then the hammer goes right back over your head again. Blue Heck getting these throw loops in. Getting this established. Sin being really popular for that, but Clone ready with that 5P mash. I really like that.
But man, these pile bunker loops just do so much for damage on Slayer's part, but tries to go for a reset and it just doesn't end up working out there. Blue Heck able to really push this advantage, but the Hand of Doom showing why it's such an important tool. Gets the overhead, but the burst ends up coming out. You're directly overhead, so it's so hard to bait there. You don't know what side, but Clone able to close out this game 2, or game 3 goes up 2-1.
Great stuff, man. It was getting close there at the very end. And I like that too. Clone with little patient right there, tried to get that burst bait. But good patience there from Blue Heck. Good timing on it. Got us another chance. Clone, however, up 2 games here. But man, if we can just finish our food here a bit in some of these rounds, I think that's all it's going to take, because we are beating up Clone, bro. Clone is not getting out of these wins unscathed. We're getting our ass kicked in the corner, but we're so good at coming back with that Slayer X Factor.
One thing I'm really seeing from Blue Heck that's making a lot of difference in this matchup is just the spacing alone. Making it to where not only these pile bunkers are missing, but these 2 H's just aren't hitting. But man, Clone, able to show you why this character only needs 1 hit. But man, look at it again. Blue Heck just playing directly inside of the Sin range and making Clone play for any button they press.
Getting this pickup right here. Blue Heck didn't have the stamina to keep it going, but that little bit of a knock on the door with the 5P into the super, finishing our food, and that's what we need, Ukyo. Looking good so far. Clone does have this burst, but that delay close slash, oh my lord.
Pushing into the corner, but this DP able to catch out that meaty attempt at that Master's Hammer. Doesn't really work out. Oh no, tries to go for a backdash and not get hit by this, but man, these plus frames are constantly stacking up from Blue Heck. Able to really push to the corner, and oh my god, that insane corner carry, Jeek.
Man, both these characters are really good at carrying to that corner, man, especially Blue Heck using that stamina cancels to their favor. Looking like a Sin round right now, man, but it's looked like that before. Clone keeping themselves in it. Look at her getting this cross-up hammer. Maybe Blue Heck went for a throw attempt. I like that Hand of Doom. It almost caught us. Clone is always ready with that option. The 5D is the mix. We're going to game 5, Ukyo.
Oh, you're right. Man, it matters so much. You're able to close out these games. Blue Heck is doing a lot, and even in the matches that they lost, they showed that there was still a lot of room to change and grow and evolve their game plan and scheme in general, and look at it with materializing to giving themselves a chance to take down such a scary player in Cloned in this game 5.
Yo, big shout outs to all these recent code claimers, by the way. Y'all been going crazy with it. I see it ticking up there. Already up to $161. God damn, man. The Jeekly definitely really privileged with all of the awesome contributions of you know, our angel investors out there, as well as our code claimers. So thank y'all very much. Here we go in this game 5. Only on the loser side, by the way. But these players are fighting like crazy.
Man, these backdashes are coming out from Slayer, and they're such a big part of this toolkit. But man, look at Blue Heck showing you what another big part of defense is for a character like Sin. Gets this jump, gets this dive kick combo, but it doesn't end up working out. Goes for the dash cancels, really making you guess left, right, and center. You can't grab that from that range, and man has to burst out. Wants to get this round, wants to establish this momentum, but oh no! Clone able to get a big grab, gets the wall stick with the pile bunker in, man. Slayer able to get this damage, and we're going to set point for Clone.
Shoutouts to Blue Heck, though, with a really good 2P mash on that empty dandy step forward, but Clone getting you with that, what was that, a triple Master's Hammer, bro? That one is so gnarly. It's on the same side. Oh, and also try to get you with that blood-sucking universe. Blue Heck luckily was able to get out of it. Counter hit, close slash, got you hurting. Wasn't able to get into the super because we had 2 hits of that hoof stomp. But we got that stun dipper at home all the way from the other side of the screen. Gonna cash out with that red RC. Ooh. Blue Heck didn't get us through the wall. Clone gonna try to get a robbery here, and it looks like we may do so with that pile bunker. Doesn't even give a chance to burst. Clone moving on. 3-2.
Get straight into it here on this loser side of the Jeekly 52. Test your luck on the Nago, showing why they deserve to be here. But SQ, a veteran in these top 8s, getting this back throw and showing this Ramlethal pressure off, but Test Your Luck aware, able to backdash, makes the corner switch, and SQ has to guess.
Oh, I used the PRC to slow things down, but still unfortunately caught with that flip kick that SQ is very active with, has 100 tension to play with. Got you on that cross-up, dog. That's so gnarly. Got you with another one as well. SQ mixing you up with this Ramlethal, looking like Amelia out here, and she loves doing that backdash JK. It opens everyone up. TestYourLuck isn't immune to it. We're getting the first round on the board.
Man, it's just so scary. Like, how are you supposed to guess this mix that comes out from SQ? It's like you see them play so well in almost any bracket they enter. Like right now, able to open up TestYourLuck, gets the wall break with the super Mortabato to send through, but TestYourLuck does have 50 burst on their side. Maybe available for a deflect shield, but doesn't need it. Uses these core system mechanics to backdash, giving themselves invulnerability and calling out that non-active move.
SQ getting this red RC, but TestYourLuck having that burst on deck immediately says, hey, I need to stay in this game, spending a little bit of that blood on the Beyblade. Good IDFDs from SQ. It pays off for her. Not enough to kill quite yet. You don't have that H sword anymore, but that far slash from downtown is going to get you on top. Great stuff from TestYourLuck, using that YRC at a great time to make sure that SQ didn't have either of her swords, but the H sword is back.
Has the H sword back and is able to finally contest back in neutral, gets the S sword back at the same time, but these FDs are really pushing TestYourLuck out, able to secure this round on a thread of health, especially with that high of blood. One hit and you were definitely done for.
Very active right there, SQ. Normally you can't really fuck with that special, I'm gonna keep it real, but TestYourLuck with some good timing with that Beyblade 6P in. It worked out for a second. SQ got you with the cross up again. I don't blame you, man. It's the no mix. Dude, deja vu, Ukiyo. We saw this exact interaction in the first round, I think.
Man, that just bread and butter mix, it's so incredibly potent from SQ. Able to get this wall break, but only level 2 blood. Your defenses are shortened. You have to use burst there. What a great call from TestYourLuck, but man, able to snipe out with that far slash. What a great button.
Man, that was a back and forth game right there. Of course, SQ is the first one to get a point on the board for herself. But man, that one was back and forth. TestYourLuck was at 2 blood right there and no meter. So even if we did get a hit, we were probably gonna have to chew through quite a bit of interactions. Even on the Nago, man. People act like this Nago is still crazy, but you gotta chew through. When you're high blood like that, you gotta chew through that HP a bit. With no tension especially. So SQ was in a very good situation. She got the first game, but it went to that last round. We're just getting started here.
SQ. TestYourLuck is definitely not out of it yet. Able to make a presence in that first game, and once you use this burst early, Nago, a big body character, has a lot of health even whenever that blood rage is cranked, but man, SQ able to chew through it, not letting TestYourLuck get a single bit of interaction on the board, constantly getting this mix, these big guard crushes, these rocks only building up risk and taking away your life force.
SQ got this round very strongly, by the way, with the perfect. Don't want to take anything away from her, but shout out to TestYourLuck with some awesome fuzzy block timing there in the corner on that H sword dash in from SQ. So we had some good defense, man, but at that point, that risk was so high. You were calling it out, Ukiyo. You get that one good hit. This is the game we play.
Oh, but look at that. As you were talking about last round, the heads-up defense from TestYourLuck, able to weather the storm there. That 5H, really able to get in. This blood is slowly going up, but these big normals inside of neutral are really helping you get out of that scary situation. Oh, look at this jump in from SQ. Able to break the wall with a Mortabato and get more mix on the board. You can only block for so long.
Here we go. No, oh man, nice JH right there. Is that JH from Tester from Nago? I gotta do my education. I know that button can be hard to mess with, and right there, SQ had to hold it, but she comes right back, gets this wall break with the Mortabato. We're up 2-0 all of a sudden, Ukiyo.
Man, it doesn't feel like it, because honestly, TestYourLuck is doing a great job on defense. It just sucks that that's where they're spending a lot of their time at. SQ does such a great job of making sure their pressure is safe. We see that time and time again in not only just other brackets, but in the Jeekly itself. I can't remember the last time that I've seen SQ mess up on a pressure sequence. It might just be me, but I don't know where to mash, and TestYourLuck is doing a great job.
Liking what we're seeing here. These players, I think they get to play a lot in the online brackets, and then SQ, no stranger to having to play against this Nago. Both these players playing against this against each other for a while, against these characters for a while. This is a Season 2 matchup. Shout out to how long you've been watching Stride. SQ's going to pick you up with that rock. Now, you didn't see that rock in Season 2. Test your luck here in the corner. Got high blood. Got 50 tension to play with, but we're going to have to play with it on the other side. SQ sending us through.
Gets the big wall break with such a conversion, and again, this high blood is really making a claim in this matchup. SQ really abusing it, but oh wow, Test Your Luck, not afraid to Fukio in, able to bait out the Mortabato. The reversal super doesn't reversal anything, and Nago using the super of their own, getting this big wall break and enforcing a lot of damage.
Not going to be enough to kill. I'll admit I'm a little surprised, but it's not enough to kill. Oh, great stuff. OSing that backdash right there. At least I think that's what that was. You press close slash, but if you keep mashing that slash button, even if SQ shows you the backdash, you'll catch her with the far slash. Good stuff, Test Your Luck.
Oh wow, this pressure is mounting from Test Your Luck, but SQ able to find a way out. Very precarious situation, but man, blood is so high on Test Your Luck, and it reflects in the amount of red that you had to take. Goes for the 2H, but these 5Hs really controlling space, blocks the overhead, but SQ has 50 meter on their side, gets a big counter hit. Burst is gonna build, but wants to save it for next round.
Great stuff. Going to set point here for SQ. But it's basically a first to one right now with both of our players having the burst, even resources on this round start, and it's working for Test Your Luck. I love that ballsy burst bait right there, but SQ very confident, doesn't want to throw it away, knows that Test Your Luck can route around trying to bait it. Unfortunately, that white wall assault gets whiff punished, and SQ is going to make you hurt for it, picking you up with the far slash from downtown.
Up with the far slash and really able to get that corner bounce. Wall sticks here, and man, Test Your Luck is throwing out these Nago normals. No longer special cancelable, but really allow for great chip damage, and you really need that in this kind of matchup. SQ's defense is so great, able to get out of a bad situation, and man, these lasers do a lot of damage. Ends up taking the set 3-0.
Neko Overlord's first time here in a Jeekly top 8, y'all. But they definitely haven't earned it, at least in my opinion. They're going to have to get through Clone, though. Definitely not someone you want to be fighting up here in the loser side of a top 8 of the Jeekly. Neko Overlord's going to try to make you hurt for it on this Ramlethal, using that PRCS sword to bait out that burst. Unfortunate drop right there, and Clone is not a player you want to give a chance to breathe with, because she will rob you.
Doesn't get the wall break with a super, though, so we don't get hard knockdown, but man, this JH coming out from the skies, and ooh, wow, what a heads up. We've also seen Neko Overlord really knowledgeable in this matchup, backdashing that 2H. It isn't very active, but also backdashing in that Master's Hammer, using these great buttons, but Clone is not to be outdone, showing why they're here, and God, look at that damage.
Good damage. Far slash counter hit's going to get that pickup. Unfortunately, too close to the wall. That's got to be, you got to look out for that H sword pop if you're getting tumbled around, because that explosion can still catch you if you're too close. Neko showing you why it hurts. Great blocks here on these cross-up attempts from Clone. It's looking good. Neko wants to spend that burst to stay here.
Oh, wow. Has 50 meter to their name, but it doesn't end up working. Not able to use it. Gets the 5K 2D. Hard knockdown, has the follow-up after the OTG would have killed if that didn't.
Neko doing a good job right here, getting that counter hit. Far slash Clone spends that burst early to try to get on top of you. Scoops you from, oh my god, with that overhead. Holy moly. Uses the Hand of Doom for a cool combo here. Goes for the reset on that pile bunker, and that may be enough to kill. So close to the wall. 2H is going to take it. Man, that was a sick route right there.
1, 2, 3.
Yo, this room, by the way. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't say it was a bad room. Neko was saying it's a good room.
Oh,
it's a good. It is. I'm not saying it's bad. All right, here we go, y'all. Hopefully, it's a little bit cleaner here. Clone, even with a little bit of downtime right there, gonna make you work on it with these cross-ups, with these Master's Hammers. Neko right here getting splattered on the wall. It can be a quick round against Slayer, man. Even if you're playing well, if you're playing against someone like Clone, she's gonna be so quick to either take the risks in her favor, and then you're gonna make her hurt for it, or it's gonna pay off for her, and she's gonna delete your health bar. Look at this for Neko, though. Look at that damage we gained, and the PRC to keep yourself safe. That was awesome.
Have to use that PRC, but man, goes for the YRC, the burst, ends up coming out. This left, right, goes into a throw. The mental stack is just so high. You feel like you have to block against a character like Slayer, but man, that can be your undoing sometimes.
Oh my god, good block on that Master's Hammer, but the 5E catches us right there, rather the counter hit on it. Clone gonna make you get looped around here a bit. Does that actually confirm? Oh my god!
Oh my god! Dude, this character's so cool. Alright, gets the hard knockdown, goes for a meaty Master's Hammer setup, and gets the blood-sucking universe to close out the round. All that red really makes you think and have to step back. It's like getting rocked in boxing. Jesus.
Oh my lord, dog. The boxes helped. Shout out to the Discord. Oh my god, dude, our players. I love when our players are being good sports and having fun in the Discord. Clone saying a lot less choppy, probably the room. Talking about all those boxes. Dude, I'm so glad, dude. If for any reason, I'm glad we got to see this room. Great cross up off of that 6K from Clone. We're beating you up here in the corner. Neko is going to be really patient with that burst, and it pays off. We get that a bar, we get out of the corner, and then because we saved that burst, we were able to turn it into this wild assault pickup. Neko was so good with those resources.
Really great at using each resource they have, saving this meter for the post wall break situation. Clone using that burst though, gets the counter hit on the K Mappa hunch, and it doesn't end up working out. This reversal super is gonna wall break, has 50 meter on their side, and now Clone has to hold a very, very scary setup.
We do have that 100 tension to play with on the side of Neko. Overlord, and just send it right off the bat. Oh my god, I don't blame you with that run up Mortabado. You had the 50 tension to keep it safe after, but Clone was so ready with that dandy step that Neko made you pay for it.
You know, such a hard call out, and like you were saying, Jeek, again, just so great at using these resources. Not only the tension bar, but the swords themselves, able to carry through the wall there, the deflect shield, able to come out from Clone, making Neko Overlord's job on pressure a lot harder. Gets the tap dust, confirms into a Roman cancel, but doesn't build the bar to break the wall.
Unfortunate, but we are going to get that positive bonus for this 50 tension. Dude, was that an OTG with the far slash afterwards? Neko showing me some new stuff in all of these rounds. Very good special right there to keep Clone zoned back out. Of course, she's really ready to send that dandy step, so we keep her back. And then we OTG with the far slash, dog. That is crazy. Neko with a really good game right there. It looks like the boxes are paying off for them as well.
Can't forget the sweet bots though. Got to make sure it's clean on the gameplay side, and it really is right now. Ooh. Sets up for the wild assault to push into the corner, but what a backdash on the overhead. Goes in for more pressure, but Neko Overlord not able to convert it into much. Gets the big counter hit, and Neko Overlord, you gotta burst. Able to see what Clone's able to do with these normals. So incredibly scary with the BRC setup. Clone does just sit here to block the entire time and gets a grab off of it.
Getting you picked up with that S sword though, Neko's going to make you hurt for it. Couldn't keep that combo going. Clone does get her burst back, and it's a Slayer player, bro. So you may end up seeing this burst regardless of this life difference. Neko spending that burst, not even going to give you a chance for it. Going to send you through the wall.
I mean, what a great round from Neko Overlord, establishing this pressure, but Clone is just sitting back, listening to Jackadandy right now, but gets the grab on the Master's Hammer. Does a great job at dealing with this pressure, able to backdash the Mappa hunch. But look at this, confirming your non-confirm into a wall break and breaking the wall with the super Mappa hunch.
Now, I know we did a super there, but was that all off of 2P, Ukyo? My god, what a lot of damage.
That was off of Master's Hammer meaty.
Oh my lord. Clone bring us the set point here. Neko is going to get their burst first. Have to see if that ends up coming up in their favor. Clone active with these Mappa hunches.
Gets the stray hit, and Neko Overlord has to burst again. Clone showing how much damage you can do, but Neko Overlord has a chance. Gets out, uses the meter, able to establish some pressure, but the hard knockdown from Clone really makes for a tough situation. Everything is on you. The mental stack is building. Has the pile bunker to close out the game and the set. 3-1.
All right, y'all, no strangers to Jeekly top 8s. Here at the Jeekly 52, it's going to be SQ versus Kaneda. Kaneda definitely really strong in these brackets. SQ, multiple-time winner of this bracket. Damn, did she win last week too, by the way? I think she won last week. Of course, up there on the winner side is going to be Winty and Jack. We'll have to get to them right after this. Until then, we're looking at this Ramlethal get beat up a bit. Kaneda with a really strong start here, Ukio.
Kaneda just showing how strong a character like Sin can be whenever they get on that offense. But wow, look at this backdash. The SQ not able to catch with the far slash, and Kaneda able to make the most of it. Uses all the stamina, pushes to the wall, gets a little buff, but has 50 meter on their side.
Man, those windshield wipers are so violent, bro. And then you got to hold that 5D after SQ. Really strong with that tension, really strong with that mix. Kaneda with so much resources to spend, though. Coming out here with the RTL. PRC to keep it safe. Looks like we're going to use the red RC. Great block on the overhead, though, SQ.
Wants to really keep this pressure going, has to use the red Roman cancel to push farther. And man, look at all these resources for SQ. Has both swords, has 100 meter, has 100 tension, or has 100 burst, but not able to kill with it. Uses the Mortabato because they don't have the swords, goes in for more pressure, and look at that jump K that makes so much of a difference in a lot of these sets. Just doesn't end up working out, but the TP lets Kaneda get out of a very sticky situation.
Now, SQ, oh my god, I was about to say, we gotta find a chance to burst. Kaneda didn't even give you a second to think about it, man. Oh my lord, sending you through, using that Tyrant Barrel to close out your chance to spend that meter. Unfortunate right there on a pixel, depending on who you're a fan of. This time, Kaneda's gonna get the first game.
It's like, here at the Jeekly, you can never go wrong with whoever wins. You're always going to get some kind of entertaining set, and I'm just excited to get to see more gear, if I'm honest. Kaneda, man, just playing so strong on offense. Not letting SQ use any of that resources on her side, but SQ not phrased, forcing the burst out of Kaneda, has one sword left on their side, and you're not going to get that back just yet. Trading out one sword for another, coming back anytime now, but it not back whenever they use the sword toss to break the wall.
Yeah, looking scary there for a second. But able to keep that, what was it, the 5P ended up breaking the wall with. It can be scary. You think you got that sword special ready. But this time, SQ going to do that fast RC windshield wiper. Look at that damage, dog. And had enough meter to build up for a Mortabato. Not enough to kill, man. Kaneda won on a pixel in the last round. But not this time. You can't get away with robbery all the time.
I think that IBFD ended up working against Kaneda, able to push back really far, but a rock that would have missed with that being so far up close just ends up able to chip out, and Kaneda not to be phased, not on the back foot, but SQ making it so incredibly hard, switches the side, and the damage is starting to mount even with the 50 tension.
50 tension, building up with that positive bonus. SQ with an amazing tech, man. I'm always so impressed. Even on those mundane things, man, these players have to think about so much. Have to think about their combos, their opponent's resources, especially a Sin. But SQ still ready with that tech, and it pays off. Gonna send Kaneda through the wall. You gotta hold this H sword for another second, but some great defense from our Sin player.
Able to jump back and get a JS going in there. The fuzzy jump on the grab ends up working, and SQ able to secure a game of their own, tying up the set 1-1.
Great stuff. Getting that data round. We say it quite a bit here. Getting that data round. Kaneda on top of you. Hail Marying it right there with that throw. I'm going to keep it a buck. Going to pay off for SQ here.
Sometimes you just got to throw it out and see what happens.
No, for sure, man. I mean, those are the ones that are going to land in theory, right? But SQ was ready with that up back. She felt it coming.
Goes for a big burst, and SQ able to get the burst out of Kaneda. Man, really unsafe dive kick there, had to use it, but SQ able to get this mix. Even whenever the mental stack is so high, it's the simplest of mix that can really get to a player. Even like Kaneda, able to get this big confirm, gets the wall break, has the 50 meter for the Mortabato, and we're going through the wall.
Going through on that hard knockdown. Oh my god, yeah, Kaneda showed us that backdash BRC in a previous set, pulling it out here against SQ as well, but you can't give away those gaps, especially against those reversal supers. SQ only needs one more hit to close out this round. Tried to do so with the JH, but Kaneda, dog, building up that stamina, tried to steal it with the beak driver, but SQ was ready with that. What was that, a walk-up 5H? Great stuff for her.
Man, whenever you get into such a low health situation, it looks like a standoff at mid-screen there. One player looking at another, really hoping for anyone to break, but continuing this pressure. FD ends up pushing out Kaneda, has to use the Roman cancel to keep themselves safe, gets the 5P poke, and we're able to continue this pressure with more stamina, and uses the Wild Assault and gets a big confirm. Doesn't break the wall though.
And I like, dude, SQ is so clean with those light mashes. You saw right there with that light mash 6P, and it's going to pay off. She's going to take Kaneda for a dog walk all the way to the other side of the screen. Hard knockdown. Kaneda is going to have a lot of resources here after we FD block it out. We still got that 50 tension. We still got a little bit of burst to play with if we need to do a wild assault. SQ very confident she's going to take this round with that burst and jails us back with the JP.
Kaneda has 50 meter on their side, decides to use it on a YRC, has the stamina to continue the combo, and even though they were really deep in the gutter there, able to pull themselves out and tie this game up 1-1 apiece.
Keeping you jailed back with those H swords, but that deflect shield getting punished here. Gonna punish back that Hawk Baker as well. Kaneda really excited to get out of that corner, but SQ says, hey, you're gonna have to do so the honest way, or else I'm gonna make you hurt for it.
You know, Kaneda's getting very antsy on defense, and against a player like SQ, it's so hard not to. Getting this constant mix from Ram and really controlling the tempo of the situation. 2K2D uses the stamina for the follow-up, gets the RTL, and this is gonna push to the corner and might break the wall.
Now, SQ is going to get her burst back soon, and I wouldn't blame her if she used it kind of early, but Kaneda trying to keep you from having a chance using that Wild Assault in. Now, we did build up a bit of our burst back. We're going to get another chance to Wild Assault potentially for some more mix. SQ will burst us back here, but the resources are getting pretty evened up as well as the life totals. It's either player's game. Of course, SQ does have this 50 tension to get on top of you. 5D, red RC is going to be the mix. Kaneda spends that burst on the flex shield, stays on top of you with this stamina. Great resource spending. Now we're down to nothing. It's all honest guilty gear out here.
Gets a big backdash on that grab, goes for more mix, able to obtain the corner, and man, we were in a standoff there. It seemed like anybody could win it, and just the neutral coming out from Kaneda to go up in the set 2-1.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think that was a comeback. I didn't catch it in the replay, but there was a lot of life that Kaneda was chewing through there. So great stuff, but I mean, it was only so great because of how well SQ was playing. Kaneda been really good even on a pixel in this whole set so far, and it's paying off as we're up 2-1.
You know, it's just a player like SQ, it's so hard to get a lead out of and so hard to maintain one, especially with conversions like that end up in hard knockdowns, pushing more into the corner, gets this overhead mix, and we keep seeing that coming out from SQ, that jump K, but man, Kaneda able to hold steadfast, no longer antsy on defense like they were, not letting this risk get to their head, gets the clean hit, Tyrant Rave, and gets a hard knockdown using this Wild Assault, gets the jump back JS, able to continue, but no, the dive kick not safe.
Man, good punish right there from SQ. Great blocks against Kaneda's unrelenting pressure. We're going to get a throw here for some mental stack. And we've already got enough punishes on those Hawkbakers to where Kaneda isn't really using those on defense anymore. Of course, you just saw it right there in the combo. Going to take you through the wall with this RTL, but SQ with a lot of resources despite the hard knockdown.
A lot of resources, but not a lot of health though. All Kaneda needs to do is get one more hit, but SQ showing you that's going to be really hard even with all these resources on their side. Getting the hit themselves, tries to bait out the burst, but Kaneda isn't falling for it. Wants to save that burst for next round.
Man, Kaneda did have a lot of tension to play with though. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see it. No worries, just tie those shoes and get right back into it. SQ getting picked up here. Not sent through the wall yet, but that dead frame 5P sets up that tick throw situation, and we're going to call it that backdash. Great stuff, Kaneda. Looking solid so far in this round.
You know, Kaneda hasn't really been showing that tick throw setup or throws much in the set so far. Only really been baiting them on their own, but letting the stamina come back. Uses that Wild Assault to get in, gets the overhead, and able to get this charge dust. Confirms into a combo that would have wall stick if it didn't end up killing.
Great stuff. Still set point, or rather now it's set point for Kaneda. But SQ, it's been her momentum recently. I'm going to keep it real. Gonna send Kaneda through the wall here, looking good for this Ramlethal. We do have all that stamina to play with, and we may get our burst back if we have to even use it. But it's looking good for SQ. Shouts to Kaneda with some really good deflect shields in this set.
Not only that, but some very great counter pokes, using this flag normals from Sin to really establish dominance. SQ, though, able to use the windshield wipers, breaks the wall, and sends us to a game 5.
Man, game 5s in pools, game 5s in top 8, bro. This has been a long Jeekly, man. I'm going to keep it a buck, but it's been for a good reason because these sets have been awesome tonight.
I mean, it's just constant back and forth, really showing you how incredibly stacked the Jeekly is. It's so hard to be successful, but man, any player can do it. All of these players started somewhere. It's so great to see all of them compete.
Try to get that JH in. Oh, getting a counter hit on that overhead. But dude, shout outs to SQ, been blocking all of these 5Ds from Kaneda that we've been seeing. We haven't been seeing too many, but when we do see them, SQ is ready, blocking those out. Kaneda's getting on top of you with this low. SQ does not want to give up that positive bonus, spends that burst.
Not only doesn't want to give up the positive bonus, but that also would have went into a wall break. Very great for the situation. Has the meter to spin on Mortabato. Also has a sword to make it do a little bit more damage. That's really important in a matchup like this. And what a corner steal from SQ to go on set point.
Man, I did not even expect that one to come out, you know. Of course, you see the cross-ups in the middle of the screen SQ represents, but damn, the corner steal one, that one was cheap. Kaneda was ready with that burst after that 6B got punished by Rock, and we're going to spend this stamina, and we're going to do so wisely to try to turn it into a positive bonus. That's going to be the comeback we're going to need. We're out of that tension, but if we just play it slow a bit, we'll build up those resources. We'll see if SQ can punish us, though, with that Mortabato.
Has to use the Mortabato, but man, this mix-up, this left-right, going for mid-screen, the same thing that got the corner steal, setting up for these throws, going really crazy on defense right now, but YRC able to let them get their game plan started. FD's shaking a lot of meter off the board, gets the sword toss, builds 50 meter, has the Rekka, pushes to the corner, and we're in a last-hit situation for Kaneda.
Has to FD out every interaction at this point. Starts off with that deflect shield to not have to deal with that H sword pop. But SQ ready with that 6-piece. Said, Kaneda, you got to get out of the air, homie, or I'm going to make you hurt.
Sure can. All right, this bracket is finally going down to the wire here. We're in winners finals where Jack has climbed their way through the bracket, same as always, but Winty Guitar showing that they deserve to be here, going crazy so far, making their name known, but Jack able to get this Deus Ex Machina, pushes through the wall, gets the positive bonus, and has a full reload on their bullets, really able to manage this meter well. Focus almost depleting, but able to find a way to get another Deus Ex Machina to get more bullets.
Great stuff here. Amazing routing from Jack, bro. Jack doesn't matter who their opponent is. They are ready with those happy chaos routes. They are ready with those punishes. They've been in this situation before. It's all muscle memory for us, Ukio. Jack's going to get this positive bonus. Starting off strong here against Winty. Still has our burst and everything, man. Even if you get a hit, that burst is going to give us a second chance. The positive bonus gives us 100 tension. Jack playing so strong right now. Is this going to be a double perfect?
I don't know. It's really looking like it. Gets the cross up, but Winty Guitar decides to burst out. Gets the BRC slingshot forward, and the double perfect in the first game of winners finals, Jeek. Wow.
If it was going to be anyone, man, it's going to be Jack. I mean, are we surprised? One of the best players out there, at times was arguably the best player, especially now that we've been seeing them in these offlines as of late. Great stuff.
It's just, you see Jack everywhere. As you were saying at one point in this tournament, I believe, not only are they doing a great job online, but also offline, making it very far into Arc World Tour, Evo, and even Frosty Faustings at one point. But man, they're just showing up and showing out right now. Gets these shots, converting into a side switch, gets more bullets out of the chamber, has the 50 meter for the Deus Ex Machina, and we're getting a hard knockdown off this wall break.
Now, Winty does have this 50 tension to play with. We just got to see her get a chance to use it. But Jack, man, you don't want to be against this guy, bro. Gonna send you through with this 50 tension again. Positive bonus is going to give us that mix. Is it going to be the roll it was? We do have the burst here. Winty, really confident here, says, I want to spend this PRC. I want to get on top of you. But that 2S trading with HCAD pays off for our Happy Chaos.
Uses the super jump to get out of the corner, and it's such a hard thing for Baiken to punish. Their air-to-air game is so incredibly good, but their anti-air game isn't really so. Able to get back in here. Jack able to really establish his game plan using these meter options to just play defense in general. Able to use the resources on their side, gets the pickup, but doesn't get the wall break. This guard, parry. But wow, what a 6P to get through the tether.
Yeah, that was a very heads up 6P, right? Of course, it beats the S tether, apparently. I didn't even realize. But of course, it would have dealt with the far slash as well. Pays off for Jack here. We got you with that air-to-air. We're going to send you through. This is looking like a good round for Winty, at least so far. But she's got to hold this hard knockdown. Got to hold that curse. Great roll through the projectile from Jack and baits the burst.
He gets the burst bait, has this tap dust to force their way through the wall, uses the Roman cancel, and hits you with the Y-I-Yada to get this wall break.
Dog, I hope I caught that one in the replay, dog. Did you all see that fucking roll, dude?
That was insane.
Look at this roll.
God.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. The replay didn't catch it. Damn. Okay, you're going to have to go back and check it on the VOD. You're watching on YouTube. Leave a comment, say hello, and then go back and watch that projectile on the VOD. Holy
that was
shit.
Insane. Just Jack showing how much they understand this matchup. 6Ping Escobares, reading almost every single burst except for that one, but it doesn't end up mattering. By going back to full screen, even if it's a hard knockdown or not, all you're doing is just playing back into Happy Chaos. Jack with one bullet in the chamber, but has focus on, or curse, I believe.
Got that curse. Jack does have some high focus. 100 tension just built up for this Happy Chaos. Drift down BRC, but Winty knew it was fake. It was ready with that 4-framer. He uses BRC mix, but the slowdown gives Jack all the time in the world to line up the punish from that parry. And we're sitting here on set point in Winners Finals.
Man, Jack is just absolutely mowing through Winty Guitar, but Winty Guitar is able to show some things, able to win this round start, has to go back to 6P, able to call out what that jump in is, but man, these counter hits just coming out from Jack, pushing closer to the wall, has the curse, has the Deus Ex Machina. We're getting a hard knockdown with full bullets and the curse, along with Jack having full burst to be able to do whatever they want.
Dog, that cross-up shot was so cheap. Great stuff right there from Jack, man. Happy Chaos. Putting you through the wall, gunning you down, getting that curse applied. Full chamber. Doesn't even need to show you all the shots. Just needs a quick one to finish it off. Jack gonna move on to Grands 3-0.
All right. In this, getting near the end here, in this bracket of top 8s, one more game before losers finals, where somebody will have to go face Winty Guitar. We have Cloned and SQ, both on characters that can really make you feel a punch, but Cloned able to get this first hit out, breaks the wall with a super Mappa Hunch off of that, masters a hammer, confirm, non-confirm with the 2P, 5P. It's so incredibly devastating, G.
Yeah, right there. Able to delay our jump normal in to catch that backdash from SQ. Finally, we're getting a chance here to play. It was looking like a clone show for a second, but SQ just needs a few good hits. And SQ also someone really good at punishing people that are too active on that defense. And I'm going to keep it a buck, man. That's cloned! Unfortunately, the Ancient Sword wasn't there, so the Mortabato didn't have that front-facing hitbox. I like that mash 2P on the cross-up, but Clone is going to loop you around and finish off this first game. Damn, what an unfortunate Mortabato.
one small mess up, and looked what Clone was able to do out of it. The recovery from the super allowed them to get off the wall and hit you with that JSJD, leading into a hard knockdown. And there's only so much you can do. SQ did a great job at checking that dandy step cross up, but just not enough. Clone able to take that first game in devastating fashion.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. We got some Clone fans in the chat. Shouts to Def Heaven, by the way. How you living, homie? Def Heaven, we need your Axel up in here, my man. And Chrome Dollars in here. What's going on? Academia is still in here. Aquashot. Shouts to Aquashot earlier. I didn't say anything. What's going on, Aquashot? Previous graduate winner of the Clash Reunion 1. But here we're in the open bracket, y'all. SQ walking out this Slayer, and it's paying off. Great job, by the way, delaying that JS so that it actually hit on the correct side. You guys ever jump over your opponent and then throw your jump normal and it misses? Good stuff, SQ, but Clone right here going to get that burst from him.
Clone able to just to go for these pile bunker loops. They do so much damage. Oh no, the Mortabato wouldn't have hit. Tried to 6P the normal coming out from SQ, but it doesn't end up working. A big counter hit. Close slash 6H pile bunker ends up closing out the round.
Dog, both of our players trading PRCs back and forth, by the way. I really like how active they both were. That was some awesome play. Clone, so active on this defense. You're seeing SQ randomly get these close slash hits and 2K hits that she probably isn't expecting to get. So it turns into just chip damage here and there. Clone always getting that second chance, that Slayer X factor. Gonna keep this burst, I believe, this time. Of course, SQ close enough for the Mortabato to not miss this time, y'all. Man, that first one was unfortunate, but we've tied our shoes. We're here in the last round of game 2.
Yep, and having both swords really allowing for more damage to happen. Gets the 6P pile bunker, hard knockdown. This is such a hard situation to deal with for almost any character. Same side pile bunker, uses the dash cancel on the close slash to get another cross up with the P Dandy. Oh, this mix is insane. It keeps building. Insane mental stack, but SQ able to escape.
Great backdash right there on that 5K right there. Clone using that backdash wisely. Unfortunately, getting a lot of grabs in here. Well, I mean, I say unfortunately, depends on who you're rooting for. Of course, if you're rooting for Clone, you're saying, hell yeah, get these bites in. But SQ doing, I mean, SQ probably one of the best tonight in terms of blocking out this Slayer. Right? Like Clone dancing around you, going side to side. Look at these fake 6Ks. We're blocking those Master's hammers. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot more bite. Because SQ is doing such a good job of blocking. Clone's like, okay, well, let me show you. I got a command grab as well.
Like, it's the best thing that you could do against Slayer as Mash, but the worst thing you can do against Slayer as Mash at the same time. SQ taking that route of trying to pick and choose whenever they hit buttons, and Clone just able to make the most out of it, making it so ambiguous on when to hit and when not to, but they're forcing the burst out of Clone. We're back in neutral again. The Master's Hammer able to catch out this left-right, constantly going back and forth, uses the overhead to get the guard crush off of the jump and has 100 meter, doesn't decide to spend it, wants the 6H with the wall break, and man, Clone is on set point already.
It's the Clone show out here, Ukyo. Great blocks. I wasn't lying. SQ has got the best blocks tonight against this Clone, but even if you got the fuzzy jumps, it's still not your turn. She's ready with that 6P. Here come the bite set. I know you're too good at blocking. I'm going to bite it out. Gonna get you with that overhead with that universe buff. 100 tension. Clone cashes it out. I think that may end up taking it if there's no weird scaling. And just like that, Ukyo, Clone is going to move on 3-0.
All right, will do. We're in losers finals of the Jeekly 52 in open bracket, and man, we're seeing competition come out. Cloned in Winty Guitar here, trying to punch their ticket for grand finals. What a big burst bait to start us off. Both of the players using their burst and trying to get out of a pressurous situation and not wanting to let the other one gain momentum, but look at Winty Guitar able to get it first and get this wall break.
Winty with a really good strong start here, going to BRC drift forward, but Clone was ready with a BRC of her own, going to 6P through that JH, trying to dance around this Baiken. Winty trying to get that mix off of that Yozansen. Clone getting some stray hits in here, crossing you up with that close slash and finish it off with the red RC. I want to do a real quick shout out to SQ. Thank you very much for that raid, friend. Really appreciate you. Great job here in the bracket tonight. We're going to keep moving on, though. Right now, we got Clone up against Winty. Winty not holding out against this Slayer, ready with those parries, Ukyo.
Man, you got to be. This pressure from Clone and Slayer in general can be so hard to deal with. Stray hits upon stray hits, gets more than they bargained for, has the PRC to burst bait, and man, look at this damage piling up. Clone going up in the set 1-0.
Dog. It's the Clone show, dude. Oh my lord. That triple Master's Hammer, by the way, is so cheap, man. I think that's that's not the first time we've seen that tonight. I can't recall what other 12 matches we've seen Clone do that on. But that triple Master's Hammer, man. Winty caught on with that jump up at the very end. But it's, I mean, dude, we're in the Clone show, bro. It's never your turn.
It's just so hard to feel like you can get an advantage versus a character like Slayer. Calls out, oh, 2 big counter hits in a row from a character like Slayer. Your health is just getting chunked off in pieces, but Winty Guitar is not scared. Keeps going in, keeps finding these hits, and forces Clone to use that burst.
I mean, we say forced to use that burst, but I mean, Clone never scared to spend that burst here on this Slayer, and it's paying off, dog. Oh my god. Finishing off with the Master's Hammer. Clone says, hey, I don't need burst, I just need you to be dead.
Man, just doesn't want anything to start happening, because if you start letting Winty Guitar get on their game, stuff like this happens. Wall breaks, positive bonus, looping this meter, calling out Clone, trying to do something, making backdashes on these Master's Hammer, and just getting a big counter hit. What a, oh no, doesn't get the pile bunker loop, but still has the super Mappa hunch, and it's damage all the same.
Yeah, oh no, doesn't get the pile bunker loop, does 60% of Winty's HP. I don't blame you. Gonna get on top of you here with that Tatami. The YRC is gonna be able to let you dandy step through. PRC keeps it safe. Great job right there, Winty. You had to spend a lot of tension, but you're alive against this Clone. Couldn't get that OTG. Has to spend the burst off of that close dash hit, because you know Clone was gonna run away with it.
Man, and that Tatami making Clone holding on for dear life, but that Tatami mat able to chip out and secure the kill. When we're on 1-1 apiece in this second game of losers finals, gets the confirm on your non-confirm again, just showing the recognition on the side of Clone, able to get this positive bonus. And man, Slayer is scary in general, but especially when they get meter.
Loving what we're seeing here. Using that JS, man, that JS is so impressive when you get those far away hits, but Clone doesn't even give me any chance to compliment. Unfortunate cross up right there. A little bit of a drop. Winty gonna capitalize on it. Said, not unfortunate for me, homie. I'm gonna get my first game here on the board of losers finals.
Man, tying up the set 1-1, and at one point in time, Winty Guitar was very close to losing, but able to navigate a situation with not only PRC and burst, but able to get out of a corner where they looked like they might have been dead. Clone able to establish a very big presence, but Winty Guitar is not out of it yet, far from it.
Now this Slayer, man, Slayer is not a character with no flaws, right? You know, we definitely, I know it's not obvious, especially when you're watching someone like Clone play it. It's not obvious, but Winty definitely a player to take advantage of those habits of hitting those, keeping advantage of Clone being high on that APM. We'll have to see if that comes out in Winty's favor. Now, shout outs, man. Hey, real quick, I gotta remind everybody, this set went to Game 5 to qualify for Top 8, Winty versus Clone. It went to Game 5. Winty, of course, took it over 3-2, so this is a run back. Historically, Winty is able to take it out eventually. We'll have to see. Clone is playing pretty hot, though.
Going for this left-right mix with the Master's Hammer, getting the Karas on the P Dandy to go forward, gets the fake 6K into the bite, and we're getting a counter hit on the universal buff. Man, look at that damage. It was 2 interactions.
Damn. I don't even know what to say. It's a mid tier, by the way. Getting you with that Master's Hammer. Going to spend that burst. Clone is already ready blocking. It has the 50 tension afterwards. Beating you up with that close slash far slash loop. Going to get you in this pile bunker loop as well. It's loops over loops, brother.
my favorite combo routing in the game is pile bunker loops, and when you get to see a player like Clone constantly getting themselves into very advantageous situations, you're gonna see them a lot. It's how Slayer gets a very big majority of his damage, but Winty Guitar really starting to punish these bad habits that they're seeing and calling out, like these constant Masters hammers, finally starting to deal with them, but it was a little bit too late, and Clone able to switch it up, let those gears turn and establish themselves on game point. Maybe not set point just yet, but game point for losers finals.
I want to catch up on a bunch of follows real quick. We got Only an Egg Live. We got Zapato, Help, Adjective, Stockacon, Cobra Dane, Soleil. What's going on? Kit Mood, Mystic Smash, Awai Nevo, and Oof Dex. Thank you all for the follows. Good timing, by the way. Good timing, by the way. Okay. I'm not sure. Oof Dex, thank you for that follow. Good timing, by the way. Strive Earth indeed.
Oh, Strive Earth. It happens to the best of us. Grand finals here at the Jeekly 52. So insanely intense. Both of these players showing what it takes to make it this far in bracket. Jack coming from winners and Clone coming from losers. Very back and forth game so far. Jack able to break the wall, but doesn't have focus on their side. Doesn't have the resources to continue up the pressure. The YRC is really going to matter a lot here. The PRC not able to let you get something going in the back and forth shielding from the Happy Chaos.
Trying to catch you with that low, but Jack was ready with that mash. 5D is going to be the mix here. We got a lot of tension to play with despite having no bullets because we're going to get him right back. Great stuff right here. Clone can be sent to the wall. Not enough to die quite yet. We will get that 50 tension on our wake up. We'll see if Jack gives us a chance. Man, that was a messed up throw right off that backdash BRC. Was it high? Was it low? Nope, it was throw.
I mean, it feels like you're blocking for your life in some situations, and Clone able to build that burst, but the J2K ends up clipping the cloned Master's hammer, gets the counter hit, and we're pushing to the wall.
Flex shield, great use of it, scooping you out of the air with that overhead as well. Jack said, okay, hold on. Don't want to give Clone any chance to feel like she's got a chance. I want to go ahead and beat her up. I want to spend that burst and push her back, but Clone is ready with that mash, ready to get you with this close slash. No focus on the side of Jack, and we're going to spend that 100 tension and secure this round. Great stuff from Clone. Good heads-up use of that meter.
Close slash last horizon to close it out. No reason to not use the meter when you have it. You're not going to have it for next round, but Jack just not able to use it in that situation. The focus ends up burning out and makes it so incredibly hard to win in this situation, but able to throw the Master's Hammer. Really great counterplay from Jack, showing they understand the matchup, getting the wall slump, but deciding to break the wall.
Oh, I like that patience. Oh my God, Jack saying, hey, press a button, homie. And then Clone actually did. That 2H, as big as it is, Jack still has some really good spacing. No focus here, so that the flex shield really worked out for Clone. Really heads up play of her. Good timing on it. Now Jack has a lot of tension to play with. Good chance to burst here and spend it all. Getting that focus back. Getting a gun down full screen. But Clone ready in the gap. Gets her map a hunch. Only needs one more hit to get it. And in the stack, gets so with the bite.
You know, just that crossover from the bite, really establishing this pressure, calling out this defensive play from Jack, and Clone taking that first game. We have seen Jack, though, really make some great adaptations and show that they're never out of it. It seems like in almost every single Jeekly they play in, they're always changing, always showing why they're such a high-level player.
Shoutouts, y'all. We got some last-minute shoutouts. This is the grand finals. If you guys didn't mind, we still got a few codes left in that match arena. If you didn't mind throwing some quarters to these players, they're both in the prize pool, by the way. Shoutouts to Winty. Also, she's got made it into the money. And it's a fat one, too. $161 for a free-to-enter online tournament. Arxis, you thank me later. Here we go. Jack's going to send you through the wall. Clone's got 50 tension on the other side.
You know, gets this hard knockdown off this wall breaking clone, has to use resources, the jumping grab on the Master's Hammer. It's such a great thing to deal with, using the super for the focus to continue the combo. 5k dash cancel, goes to the wall with a Deus Ex Machina and takes the round.
Hard knockdown here. Well, hard knockdown as in a round win for Jack. Great stuff. Appreciate y'all claiming those coins, quarters, the codes, adding quarters to the pot. Jack's going to thank you for that one. Or maybe it's going to be cloned. I don't know. She did get this first game, but Jack, with this awesome routing, bro, always able to get the wall slash despite being in the corner. You have to be scared of this Jack champion with that mash, able to route in such a way that he's going to blow you through the wall that he just had his back to.
And also just establishing this very, very scary advantage state. Has the curse, has 50 meter, has the gunshots, but able to use that YRC. Tries to go for something, but the trade ends up working in Jack's favor, and the set is now tied up at 1-1.
Whew. Clean stuff right there, man. Clean stuff right there. Appreciate the kind words in the chat, by the way. The TOs in this game really are great. Shouts to Soleil, by the way, running that Shut Up and Fight series. But yeah, man, we're definitely really privileged as players. We got a lot of awesome stuff out here, and that we're able to breed talent. Like you know, I don't mean the word that, you know, I don't mean the word that like I'm taking credit or anything, but you know, the competitive scene here, the net play scene, is able to breed awesome players like Jack, like Clone. Jack, of course, starting off in the beginner brackets of the Sage Jam Discord. Shout out to Solid Bones for running those way back in the day. And Clone, man, Clone's been killing it. She was up there on the Bridget, used to play Slayer back in Xrd. Now he's here in Strive, and she's cooking with these Master's Hammers, man.
Man, these Master's Hammers are such an important tool for Slayer, able to not only get you a guard crush and more plus frames, but also allows Slayer to get more of this insanely scary mix. It seems like every single hit is doing more and more damage. Look at that pile bunker, immediate wall stick, and has the super Mappa Hunch to break the wall.
Dog, this is looking like a Clone show, but Jack's so ready with that fuzzy jump throw on that Master's Hammer. Or maybe just a call out on that Master's Hammer from Cloned. But at that point, the life total was so in her favor. You had a lot to chew through. And she's so, dude, she's not scared to send it on that defense, man. You saw that Hand of Doom right there. But I mean, you can't be surprised by it. You know she's going to do it. And now here she is threatening a Grand Finals reset.
I mean, as I said, Slayer is a character that is defined by offense, so their defensive tools aren't the best in the game, but they definitely have them. Clone really shows how strong their defense can be, especially whenever you have knowledge of every character you're fighting against. Master's Hammer and that backdash are really important tools, but Jack showing what it's like to be on offense, different side of the coin, and Cloned tries to send it, gets the counter hit. Master's Hammer, another big counter hit, really scary here, but look at that, gets the YRC bait, launches into the wall and gets the kill. What a reversal of situations for Cloned.
Dog, we're threatening reset point all of a sudden. I was looking at that 100 tension too, so was Clone, was ready with that YRC bait, and we're starting off strong in this round, getting that counter hit with the Master's Hammer, gonna loop you with this pile bunker and gain that tension back. Got you on the reset, and just like that, we're resetting the bracket, Ukio.
Man, we get to see more Slayer. We get to see more Guilty Gear. We get to see more Cloned and more Jack, making it for an insane grand finals, everyone. Oh, shit, that reset was clean. Hold on.
It's my first time using this tournament thing for a grand finals reset, so let's see if I can get it in time. I think I'll just reset the score. Okay,
you know,
I'll get the score fixed for y'all, guys. It's a grand finals reset. I'll get it fixed up for y'all in just a second. Clone and Jack are now on even terms here. Jack does have their burst. Clone had an early spend of it. Jack's going to try to send you to the wall early on.
No, sets up for the wall slump setup, but you're right, he does end up deciding to send through the wall, and now you got a hard knockdown on Happy Chaos, so scary, gets the roll through. The deflect shield gets the cross up. The cross up makes the deflect shield input be crossed up, and they end up getting blue Wild Assault, and that really doesn't help you in this kind of situation.
Oh man, Jack finished that round so quick. I just fixed the overlay. So you see now that we got Jack and Clone grand final reset down there in the corner, guys. This set matters now. Jack has no more second chances. Of course, it's still first to 3 in this set, but not going to win this tournament undefeated if they win it all, because Clone taking us to the Clone show right now.
Has to use that super though, doesn't want to run fully out of meter, but the focus, able to come back, the nerf onto that Clone, really making things hard for Jack, but man, able to confirm it. A Deus Ex Machina breaks the wall, and if we're not dead, we're low health. Proves me wrong, and Jack goes up 1-0 in this grand finals reset.
Jack said, no way, dog. No way. I'm going to get slobbered on by this Slayer. I'm going to get you. Don't worry. I'm the king out here. Jack's going to finish this up, and I'm going to start so with this first game. But Clone, playing so well. Of course, Jack got the first game in that last set, and then Clone just had a reverse sweep. We'll have to see if she brings us back to the show, Ukyo.
No, starting off this round very aggressively, wants to make sure that Jack can't get anything started. The Clone, though, able to stop the P Dandy going forward, and Jack is really controlling the space. You can only block so long if you're cloned. Out of resources, out of burst, out of tension, but man, Jack is only building more with this positive bonus and hard knockdown.
I love Jack, by the way, doing those rolls back and forth, saying, hey, I got Dandy Step at home. I'm going to cross around you as well, homie. And it's paying off. Jack's getting this first round on the board. Now, both of our players have burst saved up. Clone, definitely, I'm going to call it out, is really quick to use it, and she may do so here. I don't know if she's down around, if she will decide that. Jack is going to be the first one to have to spend it, though.
I mean, doesn't really want Clone to be able to get on this offensive side of their game plan. Cloned is so scary whenever they're able to get things started. Goes for the Master's Hammer, but doesn't end up working out. Has the 6P to jump in, probably expecting some kind of grab up in the air. Goes for the empty Dandy Step, able to start this pressure. Doesn't go for the cross up, and man, Clone shows that they're still in it. Shows how they got this grand reset, and we're tied up 1-1 in game 2.
Great stuff here. Clone active on that backdash, but Jack delaying that shot to call it out, but Clone was just ready to send it with another one. Blocking it out, and you need to FD out that close slash far slash so you don't just get crossed up on that Dandy Step forward. Jack heads up on that defense, and it pays off. We're going to send Clone through, get this hard knockdown. Clone does have some resources to play with, but it's going to have to be through a hard knockdown, but she's just so ready to backdash. She has no fear, my man. And look, we got 100 tension. Are we going to be able to spend it?
Oh, gets the 2K. Maybe trying to bait out a burst like they did there. The close slash 6H ties up this grand reset 1-1. Man, we have a real barn burner here.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I thought we were going to see, dude, heads up play from Clone right there, using that 2K, saying, hey, Jack, you want a YRC? And heads up to Jack. Heads up to Jack was knowing, saying, hey, I know that she's trying to bait it from me. I know I got 100 tension. I think we got the YRC baited earlier in the previous set, right, Ukyo? So heads up to Jack, but Clone was still ready getting that bait.
You know, Jack is so incredibly good on not only defense, but on offense. I talk about how weak Slayer's defense is compared to the rest of the cast, and how strong a good player with knowledge of the game is able to make it look. And Jack is the same way. Happy Chaos is a character that relies on backdashes to make their defense known. Also has great buttons like 2S to catch backdashes because of how big it is. But look at this. Jack able to counter poke with 2S, able to break the wall with the Deus Ex Machina. One shot leads into a big combo.
Great stuff, man. Jack, even on those low resources, says, I got enough to cook. Clone, oh my lord, wait, that comboed. What happened? Is it because Jack jumped maybe on that Master's Hammer? I'm not sure,
No.
but Clone picked it up with 2P. Great stuff.
off of hard knockdowns. Whenever you're able to get a true Meaty's Master's Hammer, if it isn't blocked, you're able to convert into 2P, which lets you get some situations of even pile bunker loops, or like what Clone just did, it able to let you clean up games or clean up rounds for that matter of fact.
Oh man, looking strong right here. Jack, no ammo to play with. Gonna have to get some reloads, but Clone won't give you a chance. Gonna counter hit you with that 2H. Jack has to spend that burst, but that BRC slowdown, awesome stuff. Able to route in a shot, a bullet into the chamber to turn it into a wall splat. Dude, you can't count Jack out even with no bullets in the chamber.
You never can. But man, Clone going for a very scary burst here, has the curse on them, but oh, look at this! Gets the counter hit on the big master or Hand of Doom, able to convert into a pile bunker, and Clone goes up 2-1, only one game away from winning this tournament on a Grands reset.
Dude,
Woo!
This is a crazy ass Jeekly, bro. This has been an insane one so far. It's not over yet, man. Jack is one of those players, not a player on tilt, bro. Jack is one of those players says, hey, I want to win now. I'm going to win. And Jack has all the tools, has all the history, has all the skill to do so. But Clone is playing like she can't lose. Clone isn't playing like this is Jack. Clone is playing like this is just another obstacle in her path to that grand finals.
Jack is really making this path hard, getting these curses, getting this Deus Ex Machina, constantly looping this advantage. What do you do here if you're Clone? She's done a great job at dealing with it so far, but look at this, the counterplay, doing a great job at grabbing these Master's Hammers, getting the burst out of Clone and taking again to the wall. We're so good at looping this advantage.
Looking good for Jack here. Clone was able to map a hunch under that curse, and she has robbed some previous players tonight on HP that low, but someone like Jack definitely stable enough to close out those rounds and finish his food. Gonna send Clone through, get this positive bonus, but look, man, she's not playing like it's Jack. She's playing like this is just some tower happy chaos. I'm gonna map a hunch him through, and I'm gonna try to win, what, $70, $80 in prize pool?
You know, this is just Clone's play style. Seeing them in so many brackets, they play so aggressive. She really makes her name known by making players try and tilt, but as you said, Jack is just not that kind of player. Goes for the backdash on the fake 6K, but it doesn't end up working out. Look at this slow approach game from Jack. Even running out of focus, was really able to catch that backdash, and we're in game 5 of this grand finals reset.
Now we got a little too confident giving Clone all these compliments, because look at that bait on the backdash, dude. That's the way you gotta play against Clone. You know she's gonna do this stuff on defense. You know she's gonna send that Hand of Doom. You know she's gonna map a hunch full screen, and you can't make her stop. She doesn't need to stop. She's on the Slayer. She's gonna kill you. So Jack is going to play safe, and that's why we're here on this game 5. Clone with a really good start. Jack was ready with the burst.
2K2D frame trap coming out from Clone, but look at this, no focus on the side of Jack, but still able to survive, gets hit with the overhead, and you're stuck in the Clone show now, able to find a way out, but the counter hit on the Masters, or on the pile bunker, but doesn't end up getting the loop, doesn't end up getting a kill here. The 2K2D gets to the P Mappa Hunch, and we're on set point for Clone.
Tournament point for this Slayer, coming from an insane loser's run. Lost her qualifying match against Winty Guitar. Run back. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. But Jack saying, don't count me out yet. I'm going to send her through. I'm going to get this 50 tension built up, and I'm going to try to mix her up, dancing around these Mappa Hunches.
Jack doing such a good job right now, letting it be known why they're here, but doesn't get the wall break. Has the curse still on Clone, making this pressure even more lethal. Has another Deus Ex Machina in their pocket. The positive bonus building. We're on last game, last round of this tournament.
Bro, the very first round of pools was a game 5, and here we are in game 5 of grand finals reset. Clone on top of you with that master. I can't even talk, my man Ukyo. This set is going crazy.
Gets the 2K2D gun flip, pushes to the corner, but doesn't have focus, doesn't decide to use the super either. Low bullets, low focus, but the Y Iota ends up getting you. This routing from Jack is so insanely oppressive. Has the focus shot on their back, has the tap dust, has the Deus Ex Machina, and this might kill.
It's going to kill Jack in a very, very close Grand Finals reset. Both of our players had an awesome show for us, but it's going to be the king, Paragon's Jack, moving on, winning the Jeekly 52, 3-2 in the Grand Finals reset.
Thank you all for having me here tonight. I'm so happy for Jeek for giving me this opportunity to come here and commentate. I'm with 2 ords, Mash and GGG, but GGG, we run a beginner bracket. It's called Get Good Gambit. A lot of you are higher level players in here, so I doubt that you'll be able to join and participate, but we'd love to have you in the server. All the more experience to give our new players a chance, where every other Sunday, not this coming up week, I believe, or not this coming up Sunday, but the Sunday after. We'll be so happy to have anybody here to come in and help mentor our players. Thank you so much for having me here, Jeek. I've had a great time.
That was the Jeekly 52. We had a great time. I hope you all did as well. I hope you guys have fun watching the VOD. We'll catch you tomorrow for Academy. I hope I see you in the Jeek League. Otherwise, everyone, have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you around.